All right, welcome everybody. It is February 1st, Fabulous Lucha Brothers Wrestling Show live, and we are 24 hours removed from Royal Rumble Riyahd. We have 2 Rumble winners. We have 2 other matches to discuss and a whole lot more. Big D, Danny, joined by Draven. How you doing, bro?
I'm ready to go, man. Just trying to get. I'm still having some.
They're already asking what you're drinking tonight, bro.
Oh, so I just have a Coke Zero because it's a work night, and yeah, I don't really drink that much anymore.
Yeah. That's good.
Because remember, bro, queering doesn't make the world go round.
No, it's this. This is the quote. This is the quote right here, bro. This is the quote from the late Jimmy Hellwig. Roman winning is straight effing bullshit from Xavier. Okay, brother, you gotta don't bury the lead, bro. We're gonna talk about that and whether or not it is. I would have preferred if you gave us the reason as to
bro,
why.
The chat is popping me already, bro.
What?
The chat is popping me already.
Yeah, because they're quoting the Ultimate Warrior, bro. That's why it's.
But remember, like I'm starting. First of all, the Mizark being in here already pops me, but. We're getting the band back. They're saying all of our we have my daddy had a shrimp boat.
Yeah. All the classic lines from throughout the years. You know, this show has existed since 2014, just not here live. We finally decided to go into the 21st century or whatever and actually do this on stream. So the Royal Rumble has always been historically your favorite pay-per-view. I did my review last night. And I liked the show. I thought it was okay, but now after about a day or so, it's not sitting well with me, bro. Like it's I
didn't like it at all.
After a day, like in my review, I was like, it was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. But now after a day, I'm kind of like, I don't know. It feels very empty, and we'll get into why. But I think that the Royal Rumble. It's a pretty easy show to make good. It's a layup. Like the Rumble matches, there's very few Rumble matches that are bad. And I didn't think either one was horrible, but they weren't that memorable either, you know?
Let me go through a list real quick with you, and you're going to say whether they were bad or not. These are the ones that everybody knows were bad, and then some of the ones that I think were bad. So 88, bad or not?
It's okay.
It was bad.
It's average.
They're working out the kinks. 88. Okay. Here I'm gonna throw one that's really surprising. I don't know if you agree with me or not. 1989's Royal Rumble. Very boring. Very boring.
After the Mega Powers get like after that Mega Powers thing ends, it gets really bad. Yeah.
Very boring.
Gets real bad. Yeah.
93.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I agree.
With the youngster Carlos Colon.
That's right. Boring, bro.
90. Here's another surprising one for you. 98.
I thought you were going to say 95.
No, 90. Okay, 95.
95 is not good, but it's short. At least it's short.
But it moves fast, though. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, but it's short. Okay. And then you said 98. No, I like that one. That one's fun. Got a lot of our favorite characters in it. Well, Mick Foley going in 3 times, everybody going after Austin, Mike Tyson saying Cold Stone is the best. All that stuff is cool.
Okay, 99.
I don't like that one.
Yeah, horrible.
It's got a couple of fun segments, but besides that, it's not good.
Yeah, it has what's his name saying he's gonna clean out. They have to take him out.
That wasn't on the show. That was an interview. But yes.
Yeah, but we could never see that show the same again because
he told me to write a 666 on my forehead, and I can't go out to dinner with my family and have some preacher, mistreat me. So
write a 666.
So they told me that I had to lose, but that's not in my contract. You have to ask me to lose. That's just how he said it, bro. I'm doing it's hard to do his voice, but he said it just like that. Yeah, that was no good, bro. The Austin coming in with the ambulance was the best part of the match.
Bro, the 2000s were all pretty good. I would say so, right?
I think from 01 to 04 is the best. 01 to 05 is the best run of great Rumbles, I think.
And then what about 20 2011's Royal Rumble.
I love that one. That's the Alberto one with 40 people. I love that Rumble.
That's the one where Punk is he gets like the first half of the match, right?
He's the leader of the Nexus in that one, and then it becomes the Cena show with Hornswoggle
Or the midget.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's it.
And then the one that you really hate is 2012.
I hate that one. Oh fuck, do I hate that one? That's the most.
That's the one with the announcers.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still consider that one the worst one ever?
It's in the top 3 worst ones ever. Yeah, I don't like that one.
And then another one that people always say it's bad would be 2017, where all the fat guys would come in the cart.
Wait a minute. What about 2015 when you you had a meltdown when we recorded that show?
That's right. I hate that Rumble.
The last time Roman Reigns won a Rumble was that one.
No, but that one's time sensitive though, because that one it was more of things that was going on at the time. I don't think it'll affect me as much now. I haven't seen it in a long time. So
I haven't seen it in a long time either.
Because that's the one that we wanted Daniel Bryan to win.
That was 2014 and 2015, but yeah.
But 2015 is when he literally got pushed out of the ring, bro.
Right. Bray Wyatt got him out. Right.
And I don't know what year Lesnar had a worst elimination. That one with the Wyatts or this one, bro, where he just literally he did the job to Jay Uso's entrance, bro. He literally did the job to Jay Uso's entrance. And I got a lot to say about that. I got a lot to say about that because you know how I feel about Jay Uso.
You brought up 2017, and that was the second one that Randy Orton won. That one's very forgettable, bro. It's got a lot of stars in it, but it's very forgettable.
I remember that was remember late in the match they did a thing where everybody was coming in for 1 minute just to do like a storyline angle with the WrestleMania partners, and then they would just get eliminated. Goldberg, Lesnar,
right?
Undertaker.
Was that the first one after Pat died? Because I forgot what year Pat died.
I think so, bro, and I have a lot to say because I think they need Pat, bro. They need to resurrect them somehow.
Yeah.
Either that or they need Ted DiBiase's money to conjure up a demon of Pat Patterson.
Either that, he's already a demon according to some circles, bro. But what they need to do is get in touch with our boy Bill Schnoblin to get them in touch with Aquarius to then speak to Pat from beyond the grave with a Ouija board and have him book the Rumble. Can you imagine him booking the Rumble with that little Ouija board gimmick where Paul and Nick Khan are holding it, bro, and they're moving it around the board, bro? That'd be something. But yeah, 2018's next, right?
Yes.
Forgettable. Not bad though. I think that one had a bunch of NXT surprises like Adam Cole and guys like that. I think that was the one.
Right. And then I'm trying to think only the ones that have a bad reputation. What's the one where Shayna wanted to throw everyone out? 2022?
2022 was the one where they claimed that Shayna was supposed to be a surprise or something like that. That was the one where Brock won after losing earlier in the night.
No, but that's the one that Shayna wanted to have like big spots, and he got fired over that match.
He wanted to have big, yeah, but I thought that was debunked later. I could have sworn that whole story was debunked.
Being Shayna, bro.
Brother, if you look at Facebook, if you trust Facebook wrestling news, he's about to be the general manager of AEW. I've been hearing that for about 2 years.
Yeah, but that's because you
silver spoon baby working for another silver spoon baby, bro. Then again, they all are. Now, here's the thing.
That's because you lay down with dogs, bro. If you lay down with dogs, you're gonna get up with fleas. The little circles that you're in on the internet, that's why you get.
I'm not in that. No, I'm not in that circle. I said if you follow Facebook wrestling news. Do you really think I'm stupid enough to believe that, bro? Like you really in your head think that I'm stupid enough to actually believe that?
Indeed,
I'm scrolling down and I see it, bro. It's not like I'm fucking. Ain't like I'm fucking reading it.
Well, so what about if you give him half the company?
Yeah, okay. I'm sure TK is willing to do that, bro. The guy who doesn't even want people to think that he wasn't the booker, so he killed his own heel stable angle, bro. All right, that's never happening. Check it out, though. I'm gonna say this. When they started adding when they had 2 Rumbles a year, when they started adding the women's Rumble, I think the Rumbles became more forgettable. I think every year one of the Rumbles would always be more memorable than the other one. Because, for example, in 2019, when Becky Lynch won the Rumble, I have almost no memory of the men's Rumble. And like in 2018 when Asuka won, that one I also remember more. But then like in 2020 we had that awesome one. But then 2021 I remember the women's one more. So what I'm trying to say is there's always like when there's two Rumbles, there's always one that's more memorable than the other one, so they both become forgettable. It's almost like the Bruce Pritchard mentality, but I don't think it works to have two Rumbles, but they have to do it because it has to be equal. So
yeah, but I think now that they're gonna move these things to 2 days because they're trying to move to the big four. They're trying
I don't
to make
like that. I don't like that, bro.
I think they're gonna one is gonna be headlined by one Rumble and the other by another Rumble.
I don't like that.
It'll space it out a little bit, you know.
I still don't like it, but yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's what I wanted to tell you, bro. This is how I see the Rumble nowadays, and it's been like this for the last few years.
Yeah.
They have a pattern where the person that comes in, right, the fresh person that comes in, they kind of run wild. They get a 2-minute like spotlight on them. They do all their moves, but then literally everybody becomes like a ninja right after, you know, for the ninja attacks, and nobody gets spotlighted after their initial 2 minutes. Like nobody. Like you come in, you get your spotlight, and then the next person that comes in, now it's your job to put them over. You know, watch, rinse, repeat. That's how you.
Yeah, they did that a lot this year with the men's Rumble.
No, they've been doing that a lot for the last few years. That's the pattern. Whoever comes in gets to run wild, and then they themselves become fodder for the next person that comes in. It's been like that.
Yeah, they get the little moment to shine, their 15 minutes of fame, as they say, and then bam. Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
I hate WWE says that. What happened to Alexander Rusev, bro? What did happen to Alexander Rusev?
Yeah, that was unexpected to say the least. So do you want to get into the show or do you want to talk about Unreal first?
Well, I don't think I will. I never finished Unreal, bro, because it's a waste of time. But I watched enough to know what to talk about.
I saw the entire season because why not? It's the same thing that I said for season one, but what I wanted to talk to you about specifically was there's a couple of things on the big story of season 2 was the Seth Rollins fake injury, right?
I thought the big story was making Road Dogg look like a retard, bro.
Well, that one was pretty bad, and so
no,
it was
a couple of segments.
What LA Knight getting buried too, bro. What about that one?
Well,
I didn't think it was that bad.
He fucked up the spot, though. He deserved it. He fucked up the spot.
Yeah, I didn't think that was that unfair to him, but I don't think it hurt him. But I will say that his time is running out. I actually kind of wish he had won last night, but we'll get into that later. But so the thing I have brought this topic to you privately, and that is the fact that with that Rumble, there were two stories where they talked about working the boys, where everybody in the company got worked except for a small number of people. One was the Seth Rollins fake injury, and the second one was R-Truth getting re-signed. Now, first of all, that whole R-Truth thing reeks of bullshit. I talked about it a little bit in my review for it. One of the things, I'm going to quote what you said to me privately, okay? This is what you texted me privately, is you said, I'm paraphrasing, you said that Unreal is clever because they're giving you a little bit of the real shit, but they're not giving you the entire story. So it's not really like a full out lie, but it's not like the entire truth, no pun intended. And with R-Truth, that I felt that because there's a lot to that story where Unreal comes off like a Triple H vanity project every time that we see it. But
he wants to be Dana White.
Well, I thought he wanted to be Vince, but he wanted to be Taker, just be Taker.
Vince wouldn't put himself out there.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. That's true.
Vince wouldn't have commercials of him being like the leader of the mobsters and shit in Vegas. Like,
what about him on the cover of the new video game, bro, with the world heavyweight title, Big Goldie?
I thought Cookie Monster Punk was the one that in the video game.
There's 3 covers. There's Cookie Monster Punk, there's Triple H, and there's the Attitude Era. And here's the funny part: Triple H is also on that cover. But that cover's fucked up because he's got Big Goldie, and Big Goldie wasn't around in the Attitude Era until the Invasion section. And he didn't have it. He was gone till 02. So
let me tell you what, brother. I did get worried last night because when Hunter was out there in the post-game show, these humans from the desert, let's just call them that,
Okay.
They started saying we want Vince, and it's like we don't want Vince.
Yeah, we don't want Vince
because now you know what it is now. I think it's cool. I mean, Paul's been fucking up. I've been saying for years. You've been saying for the last few months.
No, I've been saying for the last year, 1 year. Yeah.
But point is that I've been saying since after Cody won the belt for the first time. But here's the deal. Now the fans is becoming cool for people to tell Paul that to his face.
So, well, he gets a lot of boos. And remember when Cena lost to Gunther, that got a lot of boos as well.
Yeah, which you agreed with them. I disagreed with them.
I agreed on. Yeah, I liked what Cena had. I think Cena's the one that came up with that. And because
that doesn't mean he was right.
No, I don't. Of course not. But I do agree with him. I got it. I understood. So the thing I wanted to ask you about Unreal, right, is they're basically claiming that they're working the entire, most of the company, except for a small number of people. Like even in the match with in the main event with Logan, even Logan Paul claimed to have not known. So the reason why I wanted to talk to you about this is way back in the Monday Night War era, okay? There was a lot of times where WCW, especially when it was on its way down, was working the boys. And I remember a lot of the writers like Meltzer and Wade Keller back then were writing about how working the talent is a bad idea because when you work the talent, it creates distrust between the office and the boys. All right. Now that's I sort of see where they're coming from with that. However, here's the thing. In 2000 versus 2025, it's a completely different business. And what I mean by that is, yes, the internet was picking up steam in 2000, but it's not what it is now. Nowadays, literally everybody knows what wrestling is, like, and not just what it is, how it works, thanks to stuff like Unreal. And now, like, people are booing the booker, like you just said, which you never heard about something like that happening in the 80s. So, so now they're working the boys because they're worried about leaks getting out to these same dirt sheets / news sites. And I kind of understand why they're doing it. I actually do kind of understand why they're gatekeeping the results. But does that create distrust? And my question to you is that a good idea in 2025 in this era to do, knowing that nowadays people don't have to wait a week to get the Observer, the torch or any of that, the lariat, any of that. Now you just go on Fightful and the news is there that night. So how do you feel about gatekeeping leaks now versus in 2000?
First of all, I don't think they gatekeep. I think you're falling into the trap of believing what you're hearing in Unreal. Like I said earlier,
I'm not. I'm telling you what they're saying.
I don't believe that they work the boys. I don't believe that they're working the boys. I believe that everybody knew about Seth Rollins' injury. Remember, bro, Dave had it literally when the match ended. He had it.
Yes. And I suspected it too, actually, that it was BS.
So you suspected it just because you've been watching for a long time. Dave just had it. He's like, oh, he's not.
Well, he's been watching longer than me, but yeah.
Well, so to me, what really came off as corny is that they try to give you the illusion that they fooled the internet, they fooled the marks, they fooled everyone. When literally everyone
did fool some people. They did fool some people.
Who, bro? Like who with credibility did they fool?
No, not anybody with credibility, but I saw people that were good.
Don't focus on the NDers. They don't count. Focus on the people that have credibility, that have a brain.
You're talking, bro. First of all, you saying that NDers don't have brains? Albert Einstein was probably ND. All right, so was Oppenheimer. So was Oppenheimer. So we have brains, but in fact, Dave Meltzer spotted it too, and he's the biggest ND in the business. So the point is, it's not about ND or NT. It's about I think people, some, you know this, bro.
This is not about nobody. This is about you giving credibility to a population.
No. Hear me out.
Because I told you, you just, that's where the point was right now. That's where you're trying.
What I'm saying is that some people.
You said people did fall for it, and I ask you, What people? Who with credibility fell for this? Who?
I didn't say anything,
they don't
I didn't say anything about credibility. I said
that's where I was
they
going with
did
this,
fool a lot of fans.
Who?
Yes,
I don't understand. Bro, like you can't just say.
I saw people that night were like, "Oh my god, I couldn't believe it."
Let's say I was in a World Peace Summit, right? And we're talking about
like
how
with the Inoki World Peace Summit.
Let's say we're talking about how we take care of the Earth, right? Do you think that I'm gonna take into consideration the flat earthers, bro? That's what you do.
I would hope not. I would hope not. But
see, the thing is, you can't just sit here and say, "Oh, well, people fell for it." People are gonna fall. There's gonna be a very insignificant. That's the key word. Thing that people are gonna fall for anything, literally anything.
I think yes.
If it comes across your peripheral, you have to say, should I give this credibility or not? If the answer is no, then you move on. If the answer is yes, okay, you put it in that little pile. Yes, they did fool some people. And I just ask you, who with credibility did they fool? You can't give me an answer. So
no, I already did give you an answer. But let me ask you a question then. Over and under, what percentage of people do you think thought, and I'm talking about not credibility, just fans, thought that Seth Rollins was really hurt, and what percentage thought or knew that it was a part of the storyline?
I would say that like 95% of people that with a brain knew that it was a work.
See, I didn't say with a brain. I said people, period.
But again, we're going to go to the flat earthers thing. So what? We're going to take them? Like, I don't consider them part of this conversation.
I just am saying.
This is a better response. I knew it was a work from the moment the match was over.
So did I.
Okay, so then anybody that with credibility also knew the same thing. Now, did I see people online saying it wasn't a work? Yes, there was plenty. But
yes.
These are people that I don't know, I don't care, and I don't.
Well. The what I wanted to say about those people, and this is the point I was trying to make about those people, is that I think a lot of people, what they got into wrestling, I think definitely after you and I did, right? And I'm not saying that they're all new fans, but I've noticed that when it comes to wrestling fans, a lot of them get into wrestling, they start learning what wrestling is, they learn a couple of carny terms, and suddenly they think that they're experts. And I've seen a lot of people, again, I'm not saying credibility or not, who have podcasts, because anybody can have a podcast. I mean,
right.
We have one, right? And they were fooled, but I'm going to rephrase what you said. I'm going to rephrase it in that anybody who's been around for a while, who has seen wrestling even before the current era, people who have understood how these wrestling companies do it, who actually can differentiate between a work and a shoot. Because guess what? 99% of anything that makes the television is a work. 99%. When MJF cut that promo on Tony Khan and called him a fucking mark, people thought that was a shoot. That was a work. We found that out 4 months later. And I'm actually okay. I'm going to tell you this, bro. I like when they fool the fans. I like it. It takes me back to an era before we were fans, when everybody believed, or at least not that they really believed.
I've been a Smart Marks in '96, bro.
But they wanted to believe. I think people, it's not that they thought the business was a shoot, but I think people want to have that suspension of disbelief. And I think with the Seth thing, some people did fall for it. But others who have who aren't just Johnny come latelys, ham and eggers, like Ted DiBiase would say, I think that they were fooled by it. And I think that an Unreal, you're saying that an Unreal, they made it seem like everybody was fooled.
That's right. But here's the thing.
And I don't disagree with you.
And I also figure that most people, because there's some wrestlers that don't even care. They just go to work. They don't care about being in the know. So, but the people that wanted to know, they knew. And I'm like, bro, they were talking about this with the cameras, with microphones.
I said that in my review. In my review, bro, I was like, I kept pausing the show and I was like, hey, Cody, don't tell anyone, even though there's Netflix cameras, which are probably going to be viewed by multiple producers and people in WWE and Netflix. Yeah, don't tell anyone, but R-Truth is coming back tonight. Only 5 people know while the camera's shooting it. I said the same shit that you just did. It's so it's so blatant bullshit, bro. But I mean, but people buy into it. You said that it's NDers. I just think it's people who are a little dumb. It's not NDers because we're not dumb, and people who don't understand wrestling as well as they should.
Okay.
But how do you feel about working the boys? How do you feel about?
Well, you know what?
You don't think they do it?
It shouldn't be done, but it's not being done anyway. So they're not working the boys. Like, it's not being done. So, but it shouldn't be done because.
So you think if it is being done, it shouldn't be done?
Right, but it's not being done. Anybody that believes right now that the boys are being worked are being worked. They're not being worked.
Right.
And I have more sources because I do other shows that really know what's going on, and I could tell you that nobody's being worked here. It was literally that's the story they wanted to tell, and that's what they told Netflix. Yeah,
well, right, and that's why Unreal is Unreal because it's basically
my cats were fighting Spinzan 8946. So
yeah.
Anybody that wanted to know whether or not Seth Rollins' injury was legit or not, if you're one of the boys, you probably knew. You knew that.
Right.
So it was they were not being worked.
But I commend them for fooling some people and the way that they did it, like Becky Lynch on the Instagram showing him with crutches and like that. That's how that to me is a modern version because Paul Heyman in the documentary brought up that with the Frankensander, bro, with Sandman and how he stayed at home for was it 2 months, right?
Yeah.
But if you're
they stole that from JYD, by the way.
I was just gonna say that you took the fucking words right out of my mouth, bro. Who really did that was JYD and Michael Purely Sexy Hayes, who was fake blinded in it was 82, I think, 82, 83. And they had the cage match when he removed the eye patch, which is what John Moxley did to Chris Jericho, who did not debut on Royal Rumble.
Irvine, bro.
Yeah, Chris Irvine,
who was not at the event,
was not there.
Maybe because he's a Christian, he wasn't there, bro.
You know what? That's a good enough reason in some ways. But he also likes money and he has an ego, bro. Remember last show we did when who was it that somebody said Chris Jericho does not have an ego, and we're like, bro, come on.
Oh God, he's got one of the biggest egos in the business.
But you know what? He's a great worker, so that's good. He's a legend, no matter what.
To have Stephanie Vaquer's ass on my face.
Bro, what about you? Okay, you know how you said a minute ago that nobody got worked? Let me give you an example of one of the stupidest, how gullible wrestling fans are. There was a news report that came out on Saturday. Somebody posted it in my Discord that Stephanie Vaquer's Devil's Kiss was banned from the Royal Rumble. And I replied back and I said, she's the WWE Women's Champion and she's not booked in at the show.
The midget or the 400-pounder?
Neither one. I knew you were going to ask that. And I go, she's not even in the fucking Rumble. Are people that fucking stupid? Listen, bro. I know you say that nobody falls for this shit anymore, but go to like any of these social media platforms. Nobody with credibility. Yeah. People fall for shit. And it really fucking pisses me off because common sense would tell you she's not even on this fucking show. Now, one of the things that I thought was interesting is that we saw Chick Magnet Punk on the pre-show. Now, when I saw him there, because he didn't have a match on the show, I'm thinking
Daniel Cormier belt, bro, that you love so much.
No, I hate that belt.
Bro, what is the emotion for
I told you a bunch of times I hate that belt.
Big Joe's gonna go for that belt at Mania, bro. Talk about a fall from grace.
We'll talk about that shortly, but okay. So Chick Magnet Punk was on the show and he wasn't booked. Now, in my head, because I'm trying to think, as I'm going, I thought it was because AJ Lee was going to be in the Rumble and eliminate Becky Lynch. AJ Lee was not in this Royal Rumble. So why did he even go over there, bro? Was it another one of these things where he apologizes to the Saudis again? Like what's going on?
To the humans from the desert.
Right. Yeah. So why was he even there?
Well, yeah, exactly for that. He's got penance to pay for the rest of his life. Because he fucked up and he said querying doesn't make the world go round. No, he didn't talk about that. He did talk shit to them though.
So yeah, he did. He talked about Saudi blood money.
He said blood money.
So we got 428 people joining us live. If you are watching on X, we are on World of Geekdom right now, my second channel, streaming live the KLB, talking about the Royal Rumble.
That is the Walmart World Championship, and he's right. I will never
the Great Value World Championship.
Listen, bro. I will never in my life respect that title ever, because people forget that is the.
It was created because of Roman,
but it's not the second string title. It's the third string title, because the world title, the WWE, the lineage title, already has 2 belts on it.
The one that it used to. Now it's just the yellow one.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, it used to be 2 belts, but now
but carries the yellow. It represents 2 titles still. They just made 1 belt. It still represents the universal.
With the universal, right?
Yeah. Titles, not belts. It's only 1 belt. You're right.
Okay, yeah. He says, I think there should only be 1 Royal Rumble. How do you feel about that, bro? Can they actually go backwards now?
No. Imagine that people would get for that, bro.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late for that. We already had the women with their bodies fully covered, looking like freaking quilts every time they came out there, bro. It was such a weird.
No, but they were in tight skin clothing. You could see everything still.
Yeah, but it's just the reason why they're doing it, and you like I called it last year when they announced the Rumble. It's like the women are going to come out wearing trash bags, but instead it was just like the full body getup. The thing is, okay, like.
What about that stadium they built in 3 weeks?
I want to get to that right now. I want to get to the stadium because this show's production and visuals were straight up weird. Did you think when they first showed the crowd, because of the way they had those lights set up, the building looked empty? Because I couldn't tell at first. And then I could tell when they actually shot it closer. It looked like there was nobody there at one point, bro.
Bro, you know what pops in about Saudi, bro? And the humans from the desert? They have a shoot virgin section, bro. They have a shoot.
I know you've popped about that a lot.
Because the thing is, like, if you don't have children or are married, you're not allowed to buy like front row or
floor seats.
You gotta go up to the nosebleeds, to the euchre seats if you're a virgin, bro.
Well,
you would be up in the euchre section.
I hate WWE says with slaves they built it. I'm sure there was a lot of human rights violations, because that stadium that they had last night with all the fancy lights, all the nice aesthetics and all that, even though the lights in the crowd I think were a horrible idea because they made the place look empty, but the lights like the LEDs for WWE's like wrestlers and all that stadium was built in 3.5 weeks. It's incredible.
Yeah. And now they're gonna tear it down. But then again, the WrestleMania 9 stadium was also in a parking lot. They also built that one. I don't know if it was 3.5 weeks, but
I don't know if it was 2.5 weeks. Plus, it was Caesar's Palace. They just renovated it. This was built.
Nevada, home of WrestleMania 9.
Site of WrestleMania 9.
Here's your host, Gorilla
Monsoon.
Did you notice that Vinny would always do the intros, but he wouldn't do the show?
Going back to WrestleMania 5, bro.
What is the first show that he did as far as the broadcasting team? Was it like 14 or 13?
He did 13. He did 12. He did 11. 10.
Yeah, 10.
Him and Jerry the King Lawler, bro, with Little Richard, bro. So yeah, he did. I mean, of course, the best one is Upon the Examination of the Galaxies of Space. That's still the greatest WrestleMania intro ever, bro. That one, and it's pressure, but the good kind of pressure.
No, that one positive forever. No, the best one is when he's like high on coke, bro, in WrestleMania 12. What about the Hollywood Backlot Brawl? And then he looks on top of the fucking nosebleeds and shit.
The Hollywood Backlot Brawl. So the aesthetics of the building looked. I didn't like that because it looked empty, but there were actually people there. So there were a lot of kids there too. Like, you know, and then what about the ticket prices being actually like affordable?
Yeah, but a lot of scalpers bought them, bro, and then they hiked them up, as you could imagine.
Yeah.
So capitalism followed them, bro, all the way to Saudi Arabia.
Are they going to build the WrestleMania stadium in 3 weeks next year? I think it's already built. Isn't that one already there?
Well, they have more than 3 weeks, though. They have like starting now. They could do a good job.
No. But he's saying that they're going to start building next year's in like late March. That's what he's saying.
He's
asking if he thinks that. No, I think it's already built.
Well,
I think that one is.
Mr. 4022. That's signs of a good economy. I don't know what he's.
I don't know what he's talking about. The Saudi economy. Well, yeah, because they have a lot of money over there. Yeah, the Saudi Arabian government or the family that runs that country is maybe the wealthiest in the world, bro.
Los Morenos del Desierto. That's right.
That's right. I know the real version of that. The real version of that phrase, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
I know the real version of that phrase, bro.
But here's the thing. One of the things that was weird is that they don't have AAA television, nor do they have I don't think they have NXT television over there. So a lot of those people were not getting a lot of heat.
Yeah, you mean La Parca and Mr. Iguana?
Right.
Well, the crowd didn't sound all that loud in some parts either, bro.
And Marijuana didn't really get to do his whole shtick, bro.
Well, I want to discuss the show. So let's get right into the show. So the Women's Rumble opened the show, and you were texting me because you saw it late. I didn't want to spoil anything for you, so I didn't say anything.
I went to go see Sammy Raimi's new film, Send Help, bro, last night, and it was amazing. People need to go watch Send Help. I know we got some movie buffs here in our comments. Go watch Send Help, directed by the always great Sammy Raimi. Was that better than the Rumble? Oh, yeah.
Shadow Man says all the Mexicans got no pop minus Rey Mysterio. I think Dominic would have gotten a pop, but
but he's a Mexican American. He's way different.
Right. So the women's were
Ron is from San Diego. He's not really from Mexico.
Right, but I know what he means. So the Women's Rumble, how did you feel about the overall match, and what were the highlight moments for you? What do you think about them doing the axe? Here comes the axe, and here comes the smasher,
shit, bro.
Huh?
It was lame because they didn't do shit. They didn't fight. They didn't wrestle. They just sat there.
No, they just talked to each other. No, I actually thought that was creative. They just looked at each other and pretend that they were going to fight to wait for number 3. I thought what they were going to do is work together and throw out a bunch of women before like Nia Snax or somebody else comes out, and then they have a problem.
Nia Snax was there early. She was
and so was Lash LaRue. I mean Lash Legend, whatever. She was there early. I wish Lash LaRue was on this show, bro.
No, you don't, bro. Come on.
How about you, Lash LaRue? Can you stop your Spurs from jingling, jangling?
Nia
Snax was number 4.
Axe.
I don't know. And then Kiana James was number 3.
I think you just said Axe.
I don't know what I said, bro.
Okay, let me look at
I don't know what the fuck I said, bro. And Candice LeRae's number 7. By the way, bro.
But you know that they had 2 dark matches last night? I didn't know that.
I found out about that after. It was like the Wyatt 6 or something like that.
They have the Wyatt 6, which is your favorites, versus the MFTs. And then they had the Motor City Machine Guns, whose stock really fell over the last year. And Shinsuke Nakamura versus the New Day and Grayson Waller.
That sounds like a fun match. This comment right here pops me, bro. The best match was Nikki and Brie Bella's outfits.
That's right.
Yeah, that was good.
Bryan Danielson and his bad neck, bro. He's got the Misawa neck going on. The Misawa neck, bro.
But you know what? And now William Regal revealed a lot. But you know what, bro? One of the things that I knew was bullshit, because I remember. Okay, so you remember like about 2 years ago, there was a report that came out where Brie Bella said she can't do WWE because Bryan was in AEW, and I was like, wait a minute, you're not gonna work me, because Zelina Vega was in WWE while her husband Malachi Black was in AEW. Charlotte was in WWE while her then husband Andrade was in AEW. You can't sit there and tell me that that's the reason you couldn't come back, because your husband is in AEW, and now look, she came back, and Bryan is still in AEW. In fact, he's one of the commentators on Dynamite.
Well, he hasn't been there for a while, but yeah.
Well, he's on Dynamite almost every week now.
No, the Tasmaniac is back. So
he's back, but you get my point, bro. He still works for the company. He's still there.
He's still
now
there.
You're being ND. What about Sol Ruka, bro? I thought she looked impressive. She made it all the way to the end.
Oh, I like her, bro.
Number 10. Yeah, that's the Clink's new crush, bro. He went from
blondes are not really my thing, but Sol Ruka is.
He went from Chelsea Green to Sol Ruka, bro.
Bro, but Sol Ruka has the Miserello from Pulp Fiction theme song.
Does she really?
Yeah, she's got that fucking that fucking song.
One of them should come out, bro. Roxanne Perez should come out to "Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon," bro. See, that would pop me.
I like her too.
Dun 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 dun.
But you're old enough to be her dad.
Be a woman soon.
What about Tiffany Stratton, bro? What do you think of her? Do you like her?
She's back. She's back.
Why didn't I ask that, bro? That's not what I asked you.
I do like her, but to me, she's a great value Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe is the future of this business, my friend. The lady with the nice butt.
Okay, so check it out. So Charlotte and Alexa start. I got pissed off because they didn't do shit. I thought
I thought we were already past that, but go ahead.
No, but you like that, which is cool. Like, yeah, it was clever, but still,
it was different.
Bro. It's every woman for themselves. That's the tagline.
And brother, you and I also know that the two women being friends is also kind of unrealistic, bro. We'll leave it at that, bro.
What about Becky Lynch's bad performance? She was there for like 2 minutes.
She was there like Brock was. Like, I used to be great, but now I'm being used to get other people over, which is not the worst position to be in, bro.
Steve Anderson was in 02. That was Steve Anderson in 02.
Gary Goodridge, bro, for most of his Pride career. So
yeah, so I guess so let's break it down a little bit. So it seems like Becky's gonna have a program with Natty. She's Natty now. She's no longer.
I wanted to ask you about this Natty thing because when she turned heel, bro, like if there's anyone in that company who's TV old, it's Natty, bro. She's been on television. She's been on television since 07, bro. And
but I'm telling you, she has not been on TV for a year.
No, I know, but it doesn't matter. She's still TV old, like, because it's so many years. Well, she's becoming like she's like the Big Show, bro. Where all they can really do with her is turn her and then turn her again in a few years. There's not really anything
for her either, is what you're saying,
huh?
No more BS for her either.
Yeah,
Big Show, no more BS, bro.
Yes, no more BS. But the thing is. Okay, yeah, but the thing is, man, I lost my train of thought now. Should we pick it up with Candice LeRae at number 7 or keep going?
No, wait a minute. You had a brain fart.
Yeah, now I forgot it, bro. I was at Sol Ruka at number 10.
You were talking about Natty Neidhart and how she's TV old.
Yeah, okay. Do you care about this new repackaging of her?
Yes, because I've been keeping up with it on the indies thing. She's been working indies for the last year. And she introduced like the shooter style, kind of like Natty. Her name is Natty Neidhart now. It's not Natalia anymore.
Right.
And she comes out with these goons, like these dweebs that go behind her, like these 5, 6. I don't know if you've seen the presentation, but they come and they take her roll bob. You know, kind of like the UFC when you're getting ready for a match. So I think
like
that's
Imperium.
Huh?
Like Imperium used to be. The indie version of Imperium.
You took me back with that one, bro.
Yeah, the indie version. Yeah.
So, anyways, speaking of Ludwig Kaiser, bro, he's piping down. He's no longer piping down. What's her name?
He's not piping down Tiffany Stratton anymore.
Nah, he's going. He's dating some Mexican chick, and we'll get
from AAA
in a second because he had a big spot here in this Rumble
from AAA.
Becky. Okay, so Becky, and then Maxine, because I thought Maxine was done with Becky Lynch, but then Becky Lynch threw her out again. I don't know. It was weird, bro. That was a weird section.
Right. And then after that was and then after that was Liv. No, I think Liv Morgan came out first, right?
Yes, Liv Morgan was number 14. 14, right.
And she wound up being the winner, which I was not expecting. Let me ask you a question. As you were watching the Rumble, who did you think was going to win?
I knew it was Liv Morgan because that name's been out. Everybody knew it was going to be Liv Morgan.
Okay. Well, I had heard it, but I didn't.
Liv Morgan for like a month now, so.
I had heard it, but I didn't believe it. Are they trying to do that thing where because like the classic Triple H Steve Austin thing where they get hurt, they're gone for a whole year, they come back and win the Rumble? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I mean, I just think she's been over. Like, she's been over since before she got hurt. But I think they're gonna do Raquel versus her for the title at Mania.
So Raquel's gonna win the title?
Yeah, because she's got a match with Stephanie Vaquer tomorrow.
You think she's gonna beat Stephanie Vaquer? See that I wouldn't expect.
But that's the storyline. The storyline is Raquel versus Liv, because they're in the Judgment Day. They had the spot last night where she threw her out.
No, I know that's the storyline. It's just Stephanie. Okay, when Stephanie Vaquer got the title, bro, the first thing I thought of was they're gonna do Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, which actually I think was the plan before they threw it out. They threw it away. Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, I think was the plan, and I guess that's been changed completely.
See and that's another
thing.
That's
a big match. That's a big match, bro.
Look, listen, this is a problem. And you brought up the whole internet culture earlier. Proto Man 2260, and no fault of Proto Man. You're just part of the culture. It's not your fault. But he said something interesting. He's like, I didn't know Liv was gonna win. Maybe I haven't been paying attention. What does that even mean? Like, if you like wrestling, just watch fucking wrestling. Like, to me, these are the kind of statements that tell me that wrestling fans always have to be one up on the bookers. Like, paying attention what? That she was the favorite? Who cares? Like, just watch the fucking show. Like, these are the concerning comments to me. Like, I haven't
okay. You think that's concerning? Let's go into this one. Hello, thoughts on Eddie Kingston's contract ending? He could be a big star for WWE like Cody or Roman. Bless your heart, bro. Bless your heart.
But Cody is the man has been pumping up this whole stream since it started. He's a huge Cody mark.
Yeah, I understand that, but all I'm gonna say is bless your heart, bro. Do you have a response to this?
Bless his little heart.
Bless you, bro. Bless you. Bless you. All right, so okay. So we were talking about
okay. Here, I'll give you an example because I'm very dialed into the MCU, right? It's like
Wonder Man was great.
Yes, it was. But what I'm trying to say, let's say just now, right now, February 1st, you told me, oh shit, there's these new 4 trailers that they released that show a little bit of the Avengers, and I would have been like, oh damn, like I don't know, I haven't been keeping up with that. Like now I'm not gonna know what's really gonna happening right now. It's like, who cares? Like I don't care about that stuff. Just fucking show me the movie, because that's really where my entertainment is. I don't care who's booked to win the Rumble. It doesn't matter. Why does
right? You're saying are you trying to say what Triple H said? Just shut up and enjoy the show, bro. Because remember he said that.
No, you have an opinion, like, post fact, right? Like, okay, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. You can't do that. That's your opinion. You're
saying you don't have to be all dialed into everything.
That's right, bro. Especially when it comes to things that are not supposed to be part of the entertainment package. Knowing that Liv was gonna win shouldn't impact that she actually won. It's 2 different things. And this guy's like, I didn't know that she was gonna win. Maybe I haven't been paying attention.
But that's okay. It's okay that you didn't know.
That's right. Exactly.
That's okay.
And it's also okay if you do know. Whatever. I don't want to judge anybody. If you want to be dialed in, be dialed in too.
And you want to be Taker, just be Taker. All right, let me get this. Okay, so he says, is it just me or Cody feels less now what he once was? I think Cody's felt this way since last summer. I think that the Cena match last year at WrestleMania did a lot of damage to Cody. The execution of the turn, the lack of Dwayne, the fact that the match wasn't that great, a lot of things did damage to Cody's star power, in my view, in my opinion. And I think we really started seeing it in the fall / like late summer, like September, October. I think they took the title off of him. I think what they're thinking is to take the title off him to like slowly rebuild him. But we've got a problem now. And the problem is, and you and I can talk about this now or later, but we just get it out of the way now. The problem is that Cody doesn't have, this is similar to Warrior after WrestleMania 90. All the heels have already been, Cody's already gone through most, if not all the heels. Like they don't have anybody new, any new mountain for Cody to climb. So that's why they decided to just switch it and put the belt on Drew and feud Cody with Jacob Fatu, because that is a new feud. But Jacob Fatu, I think he's still a babyface. So I think that they're running into a problem now with Cody where they can't just keep the title on him forever, but they also don't have enough people, I don't think, to give him any interesting storylines. And I think now it's really hurting him more than it did 2 years ago.
And another problem is that Paul's too lazy to ever book long term. So there's nobody that's foreshadowed to be his opponent either. Like every month, once he goes to these PLEs, is who do we get him to face now? Who do we get? And it was wash, rinse, repeat. And
he beat Drew like 5 times before Drew beat him.
Right. But it's like, to me, it's like, why don't you build some stories around him? Why don't you do the Hogan, oh, we used to be friends, but you turn on me. Build some story, like long-term booking with these guys. You know, he doesn't. The last one he did that with was with Kevin Owens. That's the last one he did that with.
Okay, so he says, Cap geeked them. Cap means that I'm wrong. They got to build new heels, but Aleister Black lost the program, for instance. Okay. So what you're saying is you're basically agreeing with me. So if I'm capping, then you're capping. You literally said Cap geeked them and then said they got to build new heels. I agree. In fact, I thought that Aleister Black was going to be a program with Cody because they had that program in AEW, so they've got history. And
is that the one where Cody burned his back?
Yes, I think I was there for that. I think I was in the building for that. So I was there for that. Yeah, he burned his back on the fire spot. So, but we'll get back to the men later, bro. We'll get back to the men later.
What's this guy's name? Captain America. What's his name?
Who?
The one that you're capping with. I don't understand.
Mister's 4022. Capping is basically saying that he disagrees with that. I'm wrong. You capped about a specific thing unsaid, but yeah, I thought so too. Okay, then there's no capping, bro. All right, moving on. All right, we've got Lash Legend at number 15, and then Zelina Vega. Speaking of
Lash Legend is like 3 Lash LaRues, bro.
Yeah, but hey, we gotta. You know what? We have to give them credit for this. We got to give them credit. They certainly did seriously push Lash Legend because the eliminations that Lash Legends got in the Rumble were all from upper mid main event people. Like she got a lot of big eliminations.
Yeah, she kicked poor Io Sky right in the face, bro.
That was a good elimination, though. Like that was a good elimination. So Chelsea Green's number
typing Lash Legend, bro.
Huh? Trick Williams. Aren't they married?
No, they're gonna get married. Okay. You got
it. Good for one of the two. All right, so Chelsea Green.
What? No, good for both of them, bro.
You know what? Trick is getting over with a lot of people now, even though he's always been over in NXT. So good for him.
He was a little bit of a prelim guy in this Rumble, but yeah.
Well, I agree. Chelsea Green was number 18. Raquel's number 17. So when Raquel went in there, it was pretty much all the Judgment Day women, all 3 of them. Julia was number 19. I'll tell you what, bro. Julia is somebody who
getting over like crotch rock.
I was just gonna say she hasn't really been pushed to the equality of her skills because she's one of the best they got, and she hasn't done anything that's all that like she hasn't been in any big programs yet. And there's a lot of women for her to feud with.
My favorite spot in this entire match was that little Stardom reunion where you had her and Asuka and Io Sky, like
Io Sky. All you need was Stephanie Vaquer and Blake Monroe, bro. You got the whole package right there, bro.
Well, Blake Monroe, they didn't even invite her to this thing, bro. I tell you where she's at.
Well, you know what? She might have been safer where she was at, bro. We'll leave it at that. So number 20 was Io Sky. And then Asuka was 21. So here come the women from the land of the rising sun, bro.
I like about Asuka though is like she doesn't get a pop like happy or upset or angry. She gets the oohs and ahs. That's good because she's got an aura about her, bro.
Well, I'm glad they gave her old music back. The best example of people getting their old music back is her and Walter, bro. Because those are like the new themes were garbage.
No, Walter didn't get his music back. He has the same one, the new one.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't have I like you're talking about the Imperium one, right?
I'm talking about the one he had in NXT. He's got it back now, bro. He got it back on Raw during the Cena tournament.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, that's the one.
Dun, 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 dun. That's the original one. Remember he had that horrible one. Gunta. Dun, 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 dun. I hate that one. This is the one. I like the one that sounds like it's from Inglourious Bastards.
No, I like the one that sounds like he's from Germany, bro. Let's just put it that way, because he is from Germany.
I said Inglourious Bastards, bro. Gunther Stark. All right. Rhea Ripley was number 22. She always gets a. You know, the thing about Rhea Ripley is her music. It's like the Attitude Era. Her music always gets a big pop.
But she's over though. She's a big star.
Yes, but her music always gets a big pop.
I just don't like her makeup, bro. I feel like she's a
Yeah, I'm not into her either. So this is a question
I'm
you would
gonna
ask.
say 'cause I'll get in trouble, bro.
This is a question that you would ask, bro. If you have Peyton List and Shannon
Oh, wait a
Elizabeth,
minute, I'm popping already. I
who
know
would
this
you
is
prefer to be in the room as the third chick, Lash Legend or Nia Snacks? Okay. He's
First
doing
of all,
something similar to you, but you use John Kreese instead, bro. Martin Cove.
Okay, no, I'm gonna switch it up for you, brother. First of all, do you like Shannon Elizabeth?
Yeah, that's like that. Her and Peyton List are in my top. What's my top two?
Okay,
bro.
here's the deal.
Can you blame me?
Bro, I'm gonna make it super easy for you. This is a gimme, bro. I'm gonna give you a gimme. So you get to pipe down Pain List, right?
Okay.
Whatever you do, boom, boom, boom. But you have to make eye contact with the Uba Femis, and he's gonna be doing his walk in the nude.
You're setting me up. You're setting me up, bro.
No. That's all. So
you're setting me up.
You get Uba Femis in the nude doing his little walk around the bed. No contact. There's no contact. And you get to be with Pain List.
Well, I thought you just said I have to make eye contact with him.
Yes, eye contact. Will you do it or not? Remember, you're asking wonder. That's the thing.
Well, here's the thing. If I make eye contact with Obafemi while I'm with Peyton List, bro, it's going to ruin the pleasure for Peyton List.
And she might want to switch, to be honest. Because she's also going to, I forgot, she's also going to have, he's going to be there in front of her as well.
Yeah. As long as Hawk from Cobra Kai is not there, I think I'm safe. But
another picture for a while.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that, but you might be right. So to answer his question, it doesn't matter who else is in the room because you know what? I'm gonna pick Nia Snacks because there was a time in my past where I would have taken Nia Snacks. It's just that time has passed, bro. Her time is up. My time is now, bro.
Like to fuck, you mean?
Sure. In the past. There was that time. That time has passed.
Yeah, well, she's a little too skinny for your type anyway now.
No, okay. The old me. So Rhea Ripley's 22, Bayley's 23, bro. What do you think about? The thing is, you can't push these women forever. And I think
Eddie Norton's, bro. You mean Eddie Norton's 23, bro?
Yeah. Let me ask you about the current women's division, bro. So
she's a gatekeeper. Bayley's a gatekeeper now.
Bayley's a gatekeeper. The thing is, okay, with Becky, Bayley, and Charlotte, they were the four horsewomen. Their time came. Now I feel like we're getting to that time where they're starting to get phased down the card. And honestly, bro, I think it makes sense because we've got that company has a lot of women that are tremendous wrestlers.
Well, especially the ones that are coming up.
Yes.
Like
all the NXT women, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, of course, Blake Monroe again. I think I understand there being time for now being the time where Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky start putting them over.
Yes, agree with you 100%. Because Charlotte's already going to be 40. Of course, me and you have been saying she's been 40 for a while, but according to the official, she's barely going to be 40.
Her faith's going to be about a year old, bro.
Bro, this women's revolution or whatever, this is the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Because remember, Becky versus Charlotte.
With Sasha versus Bayley in Brooklyn was 10 years ago, right?
That's right. So
yeah. Or maybe it was, wait a minute. No, I think it was 12 years ago.
Mercedes Moné, bro, was getting piped down by a Mexican, which is I always support that.
The Great Value Mantar is piping her down, right?
The battle total, bro. No, he's not.
No, he wishes, bro. At least you didn't throw him in there with that Peyton List exercise from earlier, bro.
No, it just Obafemi because he's topical right now.
That's right. All right, Nikki Bella was 25, bro. And what do you think about Nikki Bella being with that NFL jabroni who's
rocking the cradle, 22 years old?
He's like 20, yeah. Good for her, bro.
But I mean, he's got a nut like a minute in, right? Like he's bro, he's
I
got
mean, bro, I'm 41 and I would.
Brother, when he sees Nikki Bella naked, he's gonna do the Bushwhacker Luke gimmick where he goes in one way and out the other, bro. What did Roddy Tomb say, bro? Went in one way, went right out the other.
In comment to our last show, we can both agree that the best match the Bushwhackers had, not the Sheep Herders, not the Sheep Herders.
The Sheep Herders have a 5-star match in the Observer, by the way.
That's right, and they had good matches in the Southern Territories. But the Bushwhackers, they're
not Butch Miller and Luke Williams, Butch and Luke.
Their best match was against Steve Urkel and Carl Winslow on that Family Matters, bro. That is the best Bushwhackers match, bro.
Did they go, sissy?
It's the blunder from down under. My favorite thing when they would come out, bro, and Bobby Heenan would say, "You know, they smell like sardines" every time they would come out, bro.
I was watching.
They had a restaurant here in Tampa.
That's right, they did. I remember.
It's called the Bushwhackers Down Under, bro.
Every wrestler had some sort of business right there in Tampa, bro.
He wants to know what part of Mexico you're from, bro. Guadalajara?
No,
he's from the Federal District of Mexico, bro.
Where Hoovie's from. No, I'm from California, brother. And let me tell you this much. The United States landed on us. We didn't land on it. Therefore, I'm from California.
The United States landed on us? Oh, I know what you mean by that. It took me a minute to get that. It took me a second. Bro. Yeah, I know. So Lyra,
California.
Lyra Valkyria was number 26, and
What are your thoughts on her, bro?
Well, I want to share with you something about Lyra Valkyria.
She sat down next to you in one of the pay-per-view parties and asked you who your favorite wrestler was.
No, she sat down next to me for a whole show, and then when the show ended, she goes, "Well, geekdom, had a good time with you."
That's a classic, bro.
I looked at him like, "You knew who I was? Why didn't you say anything?" And he's like, I go, first of all, I go, "How'd you know?" He's like, "Because your voice, and I saw your phone. I'm a big fan." And I was like,
your phone. These guys are creepy, bro.
Yeah, because I guess he saw me on like my account or whatever. I don't know.
He's but 5 stars, bro, because you would do something like that.
That's the third to last time I was in Chicago. So okay, so Lyra Valkyria. So I watched. She was on Unreal because she had a storyline on Unreal with the return of Becky Lynch, and she has a very pretty face.
I heard that was a Post 87 segment.
What segment?
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was.
This pops me right here, bro. You get the reference to this, bro. Who's your favorite wrestler? Bret Hart. Who's yours? Me. That's what he said. He said just like that outside the Chili's, bro. It was Chili's.
And then the real Bret Hart said that he had to pull out the sword.
Well, it's when Hulk Hogan left, Bret Hart pulled out the sword in the stone. But remember, he said it in the third person, bro. He said Bret Hart pulled the sword from the stone.
These guys, bro. What happened to the business, bro?
When Hulk Hogan left, Bret Hart pulled the sword from the stone. Bro, I told you I've been watching Attitude Era again because they put a smile on my face. That segment where Undertaker shows up at Percy's house, what pops me is he goes, "You think I forgot where you live?" And then
is that when he throws them through the TV?
No, he throws the it was like one of those big what do you call those, like like the big like a dresser, like a giant dresser, and he throws it down, he knocks over the lamp, and there's some chick screaming. He was hitting them with some good shots, bro.
But he doesn't throw his face to a TV, huh?
No, I think you Mandela effect that. He threw his face through a drum on the Jeff Jarrett concert set, and he gigged, remember? And he did the that's the part that pops you.
He did that a few times because he also did it
because he's from the territories, bro. That's my son, damn it. That's my son.
Okay, but what about bro? To be fair, it's not so much that the Attitude Era was great. Is that
it was hilarious?
Percy and Tate were phenomenal together, bro.
No, everybody was funny back then, bro.
And
Look,
Pat Patterson.
what about when they do the that episode of Raw, which was wacky, where Kane and Percy get their blood drawn to determine the paternity test,
Yeah,
and they show
has the rag on his head.
Yeah, they show him Kane's wearing street clothes for the first time ever, and he's got his head covered, bro.
And Percy's selling. He doesn't want it. He's selling that he's afraid of the needle. I remember.
What pops me, bro, about that is what would have been more wacky if they did it the way they did it, or if Kane had the full like red and black getup with the mask, getting his blood drawn. Bro.
That would have been more wacky.
Yeah. I think that would have been more wacky too.
But the mind fuck, see, this is where you get clever. That in real life, that would have been more wacky. But the mind fuck for the viewer is seeing him in regular clothes.
In street clothes, bro, with jeans on, bro. With jeans on.
He had jeans or the Subas pants.
You're right. He might have had, he had the pants that Sandman had during the early ECW, bro.
And he had the track jacket because they all wore track jackets.
That's right. But it wasn't a Ribera Steakhouse jacket like his big brother had. His big brother had the Ribera, and he had the one with the red stripes, bro, that I don't have.
That's the one that anybody that matters has.
Did you end up having? I think I asked this, but I forgot your answer. Did you ever get the red New Japan shirt that you wanted?
Yeah, I have it. I have the red, the blue, and the black.
Okay, because I remember you really wanted the red one, and it popped me because that was the one that they had in the 80s. That's why it's for those who don't know, folks.
Yeah,
with the king of sports.
The young boys would wear those.
So this is what I was going to tell you. So I watch Unreal with Lyra Valkyria, and she has a very pretty face. And then I realized as I was watching it, I'm like, holy shit, she looks like my ex. She looks like the cluster B that I was with in 2021. The BPD chick in 2021. Well, brother, I'm just going to say this. They showed her boyfriend, Lyra Valkyria's boyfriend on Unreal, bro. And the first thing I thought of was that line that Joker said in Batman 89 where he goes, she's about to upgrade.
But with who?
No.
With Punk?
I was making a joke about myself, bro, but no, definitely not myself. Not myself. No, none. But she does look like my ex, bro, the cluster B. The one that when I remember, bro, when I experienced that BPD, I popped and I brought it up to you. And you're like, I don't know if you remember this, but I told you she was borderline or whatever. At first you didn't agree. Then after a while you thought, yeah, she probably is. And then I'm like, I can't believe I actually experienced it. We have been talking about this for years and I finally went through it, bro. So it's almost like a rite of passage, bro, like a coming of age story. Like I got to experience a cluster B. No, she was not a computer school graduate, bro. That she was.
No, he dates computer school graduates. That guy,
Carlos Hernandez.
Yeah, that's all he dates.
I used to. So Nikki Bella was 25. Lyra Valkyria is 26. Kalani Jordan was 27.
But wait a minute. Let's go back to this cluster B shit from Unreal because from what I heard, this bitch. I guess she had a bad match at SummerSlam, which I saw. It was a horrible match.
And you talking about Lyra?
Yeah. And I guess the whole thing was that she was crying, right? She was crying the whole time because she fucked up a match.
I don't remember. Was it SummerSlam?
It was SummerSlam. It was the one with Becky. That was the blow-off.
I don't remember.
She had the zip ties, and then she got off them, and then she put them
That's back. Right, the zip ties, and they wouldn't come off. I don't think that's all her fault, but yeah. That's right. I forgot about the zip ties.
So there was no purple gimmick, bro.
All right, no, there wasn't. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. There are a lot of cluster Bs in there. It's a minefield full of bombs.
Where? Not in the Royal Rumble match.
I think he means but look. Okay, pay attention to what he says, bro. Read that. Look how he capitalized bombs. You get the double meaning, right? You get it, right? So I've been meaning to bring this up to you, bro. Let me ask you a question. Okay, so you know how Hollywood's doing a lot of remakes, bro. You know, it's been a thing for a while, and how Wonder Man kind of made fun of
a remake. Godzilla Minus Zero is a remake.
Well, -1 was kind of a remake, but okay. So you know how got me confused. How Hollywood's doing a lot of remakes, right? And then Wonder Man kind of parodied the remakes in Hollywood, right? So let me ask you a question, bro. What do you think what do you think about a remake, right? A remake starring Christian, Swerve Strickland, and Britt Baker, and it's a remake of the Xavier Woods Purple Gimmick tape, bro.
Come on, bro.
What do you think about? You think that could work?
All right, so let me get. Okay, so it would be
Swerve, Christian, and Britt Baker in the Xavier Woods page, Brad Maddox.
That means that Christian is doing the Terminator gimmick.
That's right.
But why is there a reason? A little inside joke where you have with 400 pounders and midgets. Why those guys? Why that particular?
You haven't heard the scuttlebutt of why her and Adam Cole didn't work out? You hear any of that shit?
She was fucking Christian, or
so there was a lot of rumors among the AEW sickos that she was either with Christian or with Swerve Strickland. I can't confirm either one, but that is the talk.
He's old though.
Hey, listen, bro. Nowadays with Cialis and shit, bro, but Blue Chew, nobody's old.
I don't need none of that stuff.
I mean, Christian or you?
Well, I'm older. I'm an old guy too, so I'm just thinking out loud. Like I don't need it.
You're not as old as Christian. No, but I will share this with you, bro. I have a friend of mine who's a Dragon Ball YouTuber who's
oh god.
No, hear me out. He's about 10 years younger than me, and he took Blue Chew. And he's like, Danny, have you ever tried Blue Chew? I'm like, no. He's like, bro, I felt like I was 16 again. You have to try it. Now, keep in mind, he's 31. So in theory, he should still be fully functioning. But he said, he's like, no, it really does help. I'm sure it does, bro. I'm sure it does.
You depend on it, and then when you don't have it, you can't get it up. That's the problem with these drugs.
I know, but I think his issue is that he wants to depend on it for the rest of his life. I don't know, bro. I'm not going to say who it is, though. Stop asking me in the chat. I'm not going to say who it is. By the way, we're almost at 700 people right now.
I know who it is. I'm going to tell the people who it is.
You have no idea who it is, bro.
Fuck. I can't think of any of these nerds that you talk about.
You don't know any of them.
Thank Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for that. Thank you, Jesus, for blessing me with blind eyes to all these people.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, but check it out. So right now we've got almost 700 people on. We've got 154 on World of Geekdom and 534 from X. So if
I'm wearing a Danny hat today.
A Danny hat?
Yeah,
like me? I'm wearing the hat for the show, bro. And unlike yours, mine doesn't have a typo on the back of it, bro. Okay. I do not think Adam Cole won the John Morrison Award, bro.
Well, how do you know that though? Why are you being?
Well, I said I don't think so.
What
I don't know.
Went to the NXT locker room, or no? She's never there. Well, Adam was there though, so technically she was there.
Well, but no. Here's what I'm trying to say. Nobody can win the John Morrison Award except John Morrison.
What about Chris Candido?
Oh man. That's a tragedy.
Remember, bro, they told the boys had to have an intervention for him.
And he didn't want to accept it. He didn't want to accept it, bro.
I love her. That was his comeback.
That's when he lost respect from you, bro.
What a pussy, bro.
Kyrie Sane, 28.
Oh, wait a minute. So maybe we could do what Dave does and just split up the award, the John Morrison - Chris Candido Award, bro.
There you go. What about when Bryan Danielson won the Bryan Danielson Award, bro, a couple years ago?
Bro. So for this year, we're going to give the award to Adam Cole then.
No, because we don't know that for sure.
Oh, you're right, because he could have broken up when he found out, which makes him a man. So, yeah, you never know.
Right. We do not know for sure. But remember, the John Morrison Award is a double-pronged award. It's not just the fact – no, there's triple. It's not just the fact that he allowed Big Dave Batista with the belly button tattoo to fuck his girl and didn't challenge him to a fight, which is when Vince McMahon gave up on him. It's not just that. It's not just the fact that him and Melina mistreated as Val Venus said, my T-Dot girl Trish at WrestleMania 27. It's also the fact that Melina posted a picture of his Viagra pill, speaking of which, on social media. He did nothing about it. It was three things that created the John Morrison Award, bro.
You're right about that. What about Laura Valkyrie's man? He's a chump, right?
Let's just say that he looks, I don't know what's worse, bro. Him or Mick Foley's daughter being with that clown guy. I don't know what's worse, bro. But he's still with her, bro. He's still good for him. So Brie Bella came out, bro.
But she's
now
whiter too.
Brie Bella got a big pop. What do you think about the return of Brianna Bella and her getting a big pop?
I thought that was a Steve Anderson Broken Glass pop when she came out.
I didn't even recognize the music.
Was the same one?
Well, yeah, but I didn't recognize it because I hadn't heard it in so long. Like, you know, all right, we're over 700 people.
Bro, Cara de Papa said Lyra's boyfriend looks like a gay pirate. Like, but I don't even know.
Tiffany Stratton. He's got Tiffany Stratton in his picture.
I don't even know where to, like, how's a gay? I don't understand that.
That's one of your favorites, bro.
Frank, I guess Accelerator said, is Frank gonna win the Warrior Award this year just because? Why not?
He's talking about Frank Lopez. Remember Frank Lopez?
Nah, bro, I respect him, bro.
Because he went to the Garden or whatever.
Well, because he went to a lot of places, unlike a lot of fucking people.
He gave up going to shows when the prices went up, but I can't blame him, bro, because they really are expensive. Maybe he'll go to Saudi next year.
But here's the thing, bro. This is where I respect him. He went through a phase where he was going through a lot of shows, right?
Right.
And then, so he started the phase, he stopped the phase, all that, and he was still younger than when you started traveling. So therefore, he's alpha, bro.
No, I don't. Let me think. I don't know about that.
You were in your 30s when you started traveling. Late 30s, even.
No, it wasn't. No.
I remember. I knew you already.
Let me think.
The Shadow Man wants to know if Lana slept. As you think, I'm going to answer something. Did Lana sleep around? Yes.
Okay. Well, that was a rumor, but remember there was the angle with Bobby Lashley
So seeing Alexander Rusev doing the job last night, like he did, he's been through that before.
We'll get there. So what I was gonna say was I actually started traveling when I was 28, so late 20s. But Frank might have still beat me by a year or two. So
no, going to St. Petersburg doesn't count, bro.
No.
I found myself with that one, bro.
Yeah. Brie Bella was 29. Tiffany Stratton was 30. I was okay with them not having, like, I was expecting, you know, Kelly and Trish and like those.
They're not gonna go to party, bro.
Sometimes, yeah. Well, I was gonna say sometimes they would have surprises like that, but I'm glad it was
in the Americas when they're safe as women.
Right. NXT call-ups were focused on. So, Rhea Ripley they had the segment with her and Lash. That was kind of cool. The way they did that. They had Raquel Rodriguez and Lash. So they really did put Lash over a lot, bro.
Yeah, they did. What I like about Lash is that every time she would eliminate someone, she would brag about it. And I'm like, that was starting to get on my nerves, bro. So I'm like, oh shit, this is working. Because she was getting so annoying with that shit.
The only thing that would pop me, bro, is if she came out with the double L music. Dun 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 dun. See, that would be awesome, bro.
What about if she came out to the Heidenreich music, bro?
Why Heidenreich, bro?
They found her in an iceberg in Germany.
I like how this guy's assuming that the Puerto Rican. No, bro. Damian Priest has freaking Lola Vice, bro. And good for him.
Damian Priest is the man right now, bro. But Science Suplex is saying that Damian Priest did have a fling which is legit, by the way, when Lana and Alexander Rusev were separated.
Did he really? Punch Martinez?
Hey, that guy was on a tear, bro.
I did not know that. No, listen. Nobody in that company deserves to come out to the Pride theme, bro. Nobody.
Oh, let's think about that. Not Brock Lesnar?
Nobody, bro.
Only if they signed Mikro Kopovich, bro.
If he was, yeah, but this ain't hustle. I wish. Trust me, I wish we had Adam Pearce dressed like M. Bison, bro.
Adam Pearce?
Yeah, because he's the general manager. He's an authority figure on TV.
All right.
Okay, so the last three were Liv Morgan, Stratton, and
oh, that's what I was gonna say.
I actually like the finish and saw
look, J457. Yeah, he reminded me of that story, which was well known. Matt Riddle and Punishment Martinez used to go out rat hunting after the shows. They did that for years.
This is on the Indies?
No, this is when they were in the big time.
Really? I didn't know. I did not know that. I did not know that. Damian dresses on superheroes on the plans, though. I don't know what he's talking about.
Slick and mean. We don't know what you're talking about. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Dresses as superheroes on the plans.
Maybe he means the planes. Like the planes?
I don't know.
Okay, so you're talking about this right here.
Yes.
I did not know that. I never knew that.
That was when Damien Priest would shoot an arrow into the Titantron.
Very, very alt life, bro, when he would do that, bro.
But he was doing better than you with his numbers during that time.
Of course, especially during that time. I mean, let's not forget that we witnessed a man during a live show in a stadium say, does anybody want any chicken fingers? And somebody across like several rows down said, I'll take
Puerto Rican man, get this right.
And he threw the chicken and somebody grabbed it and took a bite out of it, bro. We saw that.
It was two Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, because they popped when Bad Bunny came out. They popped hard when Bad Bunny came out.
To be fair, we all did because he came out in a trailer. Let's see. Punishment Martinez was dressed up as Spider-Man on the plane to Saudi. Logan Paul was posting about it.
That's kind of wacky, bro. But that I don't really think that's that beta because it's not quite the plane ride from hell, bro. But it's like a hijink that would have belonged.
No, a lot of that. There'll never be a crew from the plane ride. Like, bro, Scott Hall was in that plane, bro.
I think Kurt H bombed me.
The term H-bomb always pops you, bro.
Me too. It does.
Halcyon bomb. It's called Halcyon bomb, bro.
I think Kurt H bombed me. I don't remember. Last thing I remember is I woke up and didn't know where I was.
And then.
So what do you think about No Purple Gimmick, bro?
Well, I don't know. I mean, she was right here in the Santino Brothers up the street from my house. Doing drills and workouts. I thought she was gonna be there, but she wasn't.
Is she going back to as the marks call it, the Fed, bro?
The what?
The Fed. I'm serious. There are people who still call WWE the Fed, bro, in 2025, 2026.
Even though it's not the Fed, and it hasn't
been the Fed since 2002, bro. The Fed.
You were a football fan last time they were called the Fed. That's how long it's been.
That's right. That is right, bro. So I like the finish of the Rumble. Liv Morgan hit the Oblivion on the corner, knocked her off the apron. She won. So you're saying that you think it's going to be Liv and Raquel. So Raquel will beat Stephanie Vaquer. So what is Stephanie Vaquer doing for WrestleMania? Have they revealed that yet?
She's going to be with that deaf and dumb boyfriend of hers. You know her boyfriend is deaf and dumb, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's Miles Bourne or whatever his name is over in NXT.
I would trade places with him.
You would be deaf and dumb, bro? Just for a piece of ass?
Well, it's a very remember. Okay, do you remember when Wade Barrett? Remember when Wade Barrett said, "I want to kiss the devil's kiss"?
Yeah, no, I remember the other line that way, but the one that put him in alpha territory for life.
I don't see a future with you, right? Shadow Man says, wasn't the plane ride from hell part 2 when the Saudis wouldn't let the plane leave? That was like part 7 or 8. Because remember, there were a lot of plane rides from hell, bro.
There's been the one where Taker was gonna throw Angle off of the plane because he was riding Vince. That was another.
There was the one where Brock fought Kurt Hennig. Then there was one I think where Angle fought Vince, bro. It was some shit like that.
Yeah, and then Taker was asleep, and Taker wakes up and he sees Angle on top of Vince, and because Taker kisses Vince's ass. He started bombing on Angle.
He came from behind him. Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. Well, it's also because he wanted to break it up. So thoughts on the Rumble, bro, overall?
Wait a minute.
The women's Rumble.
Okay, well, I'll tell you my thoughts after this. There is a runner-up to Adam Cole winning the John Morrison - Chris Candido award, and that's The Undertaker. Because he's starting to thread. He's starting to thread on that razor's edge with being fucking a chump and a pussy whoop motherfucker, you know? So
that's been very heavily criticized by the internet, bro. Him putting Michelle, "You're not enough for me" on everything, bro. Remember, bro, she's a WWE legend. Remember,
but she
bro,
wasn't in this match.
She changed the business.
That did surprise me that she wasn't in this match.
Is she coming back?
I hope not. She's like 50. This match was okay, bro. It had a lot of blown spots. It was fine.
This guy's over here fantasy booking. Roman as WWE champion. WrestleMania 42, then 43 beats Rock, drops at Backlash. You're saying he should have the belt for a year? I don't know about that. I don't know. We'll talk more about that when we get to the men's Rumble.
I don't think Roman's gonna be part of the main event scene anymore, bro. From the interviews he was doing this past weekend, it seems like he's just the guy that's gonna come in as an attraction. Like
he has been that for a couple of years now.
But remember,
full timer.
But he buried the creative team legit in that.
Yeah, he said nobody made any stars or whatever.
Right. So I don't think he's ever going to be in the title picture anymore. At least not for a while.
You're right, bro. When you're right, you're right.
Sleek and mean Booger Red. What about Booger Red, bro?
He just likes the name Booger Red. Okay, so moving on. Let's talk about AJ Styles versus Gunther. So interesting. I liked the match. I thought the one from Raw was better.
Well, how does the song go, bro?
Dun, 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 dun. Come on, bro. That's Alpha. And he comes out with a black robe, like fucking. He comes out with that same black robe that George Hackenschmidt would come out to, bro, in 1905 and shit. Bro.
And he also has the same body, too. That natural, I used to be fat, but I'm skinny now body.
Well, George Hackenschmidt was bigger, though.
Yeah, because he was eating raw milk and fucking killing the cows and cooking them the same day.
That's right, bro. And like Brock does now, and lifting tree trunks and shit. So
Brock still have the juice, though.
Yeah. Well, what did you think about the match and the finish? And
I like
the aftermath.
I like the match. Again, talking to a lot of these nerds, you know, with you know, if a bird had their brain, it would fly backwards. We know that, right? Some of these nerds. They're saying, "Oh, he's gonna go to AEW now." Like Paul Levesque.
Is it because he put the gloves back on?
You're right, but our boy Paul Triple H Levesque, which is a name that makes no sense, by the way, but okay.
So that would mean it's Paul Hunter Hearst Helmsley Levesque. Well, not according to Bret Hart. Not according to Bret Hart, though. Not according to Bret Hart.
Which we played on the air in the last show, bro.
Should we show it again, bro? Should we play it again, bro?
Don't show it. They're gonna cut it. Look, listen. Hunter Homo Levesque. But you know what pops me about that segment, bro?
That whole segment is awesome.
Bret Hart, he gave so much credit to himself, like the acting there, because he felt like he got one up on Triple H. That he had that little smirk, you know, I got this motherfucker, you know.
Barebacked your way to some kind of main event, one pay.
Barebacked your way. So that means that he thought even back then. You could hear it, right?
Yeah, I could hear it.
He thought even back then what Bob Howard told us.
Review after fight in the ring. I don't care what you say.
They're gonna hopefully it won't get cut, but
you know, the click.
I ran those guys out of here.
Your other
Look at Dickie Rude, bro.
Huh?
Look at Dickie Rude.
Alpha.
I ran those.
Remember, he was the insurance policy, bro. You gotta pay the premium. I have to pause it for copyright reasons, bro.
Bro, the whole I'm scared thing, they got that from Scott Hall, huh?
Well, they're all a member of the clique, bro. So
yeah, so they got the.
Yeah, don't sing it, bring it.
You think that Scott Hall did that in Sacramento, bro, in that liquor store?
No,
I think he was smarter than that, bro. It was the Bammer was the one that fucked that up.
The ring.
I'm a
the
killer.
best there is, that there ever will be. Wrestle you tonight.
when he also said, what was it? He said, you and those two other guys, China and Rick Rude. Was that this same promo?
It is. That's at the end of it.
And when that day comes, I'm gonna kick the best there is.
Hold on, let me get to the point.
Best. But do you want him to wrestle you tonight? Green shirt is.
Oh no, it's
green shirt is nothing but a homo.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I went too far. Okay, here we go.
BK, you're nothing but a homo, and that's
the attitude. What a world! Talk about the business change.
But let me ask you something, bro, because he went on the Howard Stern show and he said he likes to anally insert China and Stephanie McMahon.
Was it him or was it Stephanie? Stephanie's the one that said he likes anal.
Yes, but then we assume because he also did it with China. But
I mean,
but you're a very picky guy when it comes to that stuff. Does that make him does that make him alternative lifestyle? Even if it's with a woman.
This is controversial. This is controversial, but
what's so controversial, bro?
I think if you're willing to do that, bro, I think you're at least 20% there.
But it's with a woman.
Doesn't matter.
I wanted a woman.
The good Lord gave women a body part that is made to be penetrated.
Like the Nastiest Boy said at WrestleMania 7, is the stink and the pink.
Well, see, some people have 5 senses, but snakes, they have 6.
And we do it better in the dark.
Yeah, with toys. So AJ Styles is done. Do you think they're gonna
go to AEW? And
I mean, people said he might go to New Japan. Lord knows they might need him now.
And have 5-star matches with the guy with
Will Ospreay and them.
With Swerve Strickland.
Well, doesn't he have unfinished business with Kenny Omega, bro?
He does. That would be a great match.
The Bullet Club era, yeah.
Well, they're both falling apart, though.
All right. Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Now, this one was interesting because this is now the second time that Sami's had a big home field advantage. And this match, maybe it's just me, bro, but this match sort of kind of felt like a burial. In a way.
I don't know if that was Sami Zayn or Barry Horrible Witch, bro, that was in the ring with Drew McIntyre. Like
it was weird, wasn't it?
There was no hope spots. There was nothing. And he's in his quote unquote. Now they adopted him, right? They used to hate him, but now they adopted him.
Right. They brought him in. They brought him in, bro.
You could tell he was in his homeland, quote unquote. Now, here's the thing with Sami Zayn, bro. Let's face facts about Sami Zayn. That train has left the building.
You think after Montreal?
Yes. Was he over at one time to have the world title put on him? Yes, of course he was.
They could have done it here, though, I think they could have.
Well, because he doesn't have, he comes off more as the Dolph Ziggler now than he does like he's one of those guys that used to always be on the threshold. And I feel now the fans have just said, you know what, this guy's never gonna win the big one. Let's take it from him. And he just,
I think LA Knight is there now, but I'm not sure about Sammy.
No, but LA Knight got protected a lot in the Rumble, which tells me they're gonna give. I disagree with you that he's done. They're gonna give him another run, bro. He got protected way too much at the Rumble. He essentially threw out the division by himself. That's a big protect. That's a big spot for somebody
that's fair, but I just feel like the opportunity, they could have switched the title here. I'm not saying that Sammy had to be the champion going into Mania, but they could have switched it here and they didn't. And instead, it's almost like he got killed. Like, I don't know. It wasn't like a complete squash, bro. But I don't know, man. I feel like the hope spots just weren't as effective as they could have been.
The rumor now, bro. The rumor now, and I think it's too late. I think it's only gonna be worse a year from now. The rumor is that they're gonna build Sammy for the big wing next year.
For the big one next year, yeah. In
Saudi. WrestleMania. That's the rumor. But to me, he's already threatening on that Dolph Ziggler territory. I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain. He's going to have to get some victories. And, you know, he can't be that. They got to stop treating him like that little jobber that could. That's just been his gimmick. Like, they got to stop doing that.
He's got to start beating guys. Like when he beat Gunther, that was a great way to push him.
But he dropped the title like 3 weeks later. The Intercontinental title. That was a long chase, and then he just drops it.
Yeah.
Remember, bro, this is a guy that lost fair to the MFT. He was feuding with the MFTs, and he lost he lost that feud to them at that Survivor Series match. You know, the SmackDown.
Oh, that's right, the SmackDown before Survivor Series.
He got pinned, he got pinned by Solo, who got treated like a jobber here.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised at this finish because I was thinking in the back of my head that they were going to have him be like Mick was in '99, where him and Drew would trade the title until Mania. And it looks like that. Remember, last time you and I were on here, I talked about how they could turn Cody heel and have Sammy be the guy he turns heel on. I don't think Cody's going heel at all at this point, at least not this year. So it just seems like what's Sammy gonna do at Mania, bro? I mean, does it even matter? That's really the question.
He didn't get a Mania spot last year because I think
that's right.
Somebody injured him. Was it Kevin Owens? Yeah, Kevin Owens injured him, right?
No, Kevin Owens was gone by that point. He was injured. Kevin Owens got injured.
No, but the build-up towards Randy Orton and Kevin Owens injured Sami Zayn, and that Sami didn't have a WrestleMania spot, even though later on Kevin Owens also got hurt.
I don't remember, but you might be right. I just don't remember. I like this line right here. Thankfully, he didn't throw out his shoulder celebrating again.
No, that's
so
what
let's talk about the men's rumble, bro. So Oba Femi was number 1, Braun Breaker was number 2. So they made Braun Breaker number 2, right? And I'm thinking that they're going to do the Kevin Nash, Steve Austin thing where he's throwing guys out as they come in till eventually Brock or even Oba Femi comes in. But no, Oba Femi was number 1.
Remember, Braun was originally number 1, and then they fucked that up by revealing it on SmackDown by accident. And then they switched it to number 2 for some reason.
Yeah, it was weird. But and then so what happened was when Braun Breaker's coming out, I think the reason why they changed this because it would have made more sense to have him get laid out if he was on his way to the ring than him actually being in the ring. He got attacked by a mysterious masked man in a hoodie, and he got curb stomped. And then when he went in, Oba Femi just clotheslined him out, and that was it, bro. Braun Breaker's gone. Now, that was disappointing, but also shocking. Is that Seth Rollins, bro? I mean, I'm guessing that we're supposed to think it is, but who is it this time?
I don't know. There's a couple stories. It could be there's Samoan Division, and that was Logan Paul, because they did some, the Mark did some comparisons on the internet, and it kind of looked like Logan Paul a little bit. It could also, but I think it's supposed to be Seth Rollins, even though that wasn't Seth Rollins.
Yeah. It's like the Black Scorpion where they had somebody else play the character until they eventually made it Ric Flair.
Yeah, or the one that fucked up Hogan's knee in '94. It was supposed to be somebody. Actually, both of them ended up.
Oh, when he butchered a friendship.
No.
Yeah, he butchered a friendship.
Oh, that was that Leslie, huh?
Yeah, that's when they were Halloween Havoc. They revealed it.
Even though it was Arn Anderson the whole time, like Arn Anderson was the one that was wearing the hood.
I think so. I think so.
Leslie was the one.
That man butchered a friendship. Yeah, one of your favorite lines.
Why don't they just fucking say that Oba Femi is from Wakanda, bro?
They kind of have. They kind of have, right? No. Like he's like that. He's like the guy. He's like the guy from Black Panther, except for real, because wrestling is real.
Bro, imagine Ronnie Toombs in commentary during the Oba Femi.
Oh my god! Just
I'm a little big dog. I'm a little. That was Roddy Piper, folks, not me. I was Roddy Piper. SummerSlam night.
Why'd you take it off his shoe? Chemical warfare again. Every line he had in that show was great, bro.
Every line, bro. Every line.
So so number 3. Okay, so
you know what that Braun Breaker thing? Remember that one year where Jericho and Shawn Michaels drew 1 and 2, and then Vitamin C.
That was 03.
Yeah, Vitamin C got together, and then they tricked Shawn Michaels because Christian dressed like Jericho, and then Jericho laid him out, and then threw him out like in 5 seconds, and Shawn Michaels was eliminated. That's kind of like,
love that.
That's kind of what this reminded me of.
Yeah, I could see that.
It was to a heel. That was to a babyface. This is to a heel.
I could see that. I really could. So Solo Sikoa came out as number 3, bro. Okay, we've talked about how the NFTs. They're just not interesting, bro. Like
channel changers, bro. Channel changers.
Solo, there's nothing that
Bro,
Solo's
Spencer
done.
946 is calling him M'Baku, bro, and that pops me.
M'Baku, that's right. That was the guy. Yeah. So okay. So Solo Sikoa hasn't done anything, in my opinion, all that interesting since the Bloodline feud. Like he's just kind of been
A year
just
ago when he
there.
had to blow up with Roman at that Raw, that first Raw on Netflix.
And that was it. He was done after that.
And he got the wacky name.
The Fulu Falala or whatever, bro. The flowers, bro.
The Wild Samoans were the originators, bro, before they passed away.
That's right, bro. The grannies in that one pay-per-view, bro. Who are those two grannies up there? Oh, I see. So Rey Mysterio got number 4.
He needs to retire, bro. He walks like he needs to retire.
Yeah, but he got the stem cells gimmick, bro. So he's gonna be around another 20 years. Booyaka! Booyaka!
Yeah, but he can't do shit anymore. Literally, all he does is trip you for the 619.
What about the fact that his career
over here killing luchadors, bro, 10 years ago?
He started years before Cena and is retiring years after, bro.
Yeah, Colibri, bro. That was his name.
Colibri, that's right.
Remember, the doctor told him back in '96, don't be jumping off
Dr. D? Oh, no,
bro, a real doctor. Don't be jumping off curves because your knees are fucked up. This was in 1996, and he's still wrestling.
Stem cells, bro. They're a miracle cure. So Rusev's number 5. Oba, Femi, and Rusev. I thought that was gonna. I thought that was going to be like the WrestleMania match. They're probably gonna do it on Raw, and he'll probably do the JOB to Rusev, minutes. Or Rusev will do the JOB to Oba Femi. So Rusev was there like almost 30 seconds, and then he threw out Solo Sikoa. So Oba Femi is like what Lash. Oba Femi's like what Lash Legend was in the Women's Rumble. Just
what Kevin Nash was back in '94.
Yeah, and then later Steve Anderson. But
bro, did you see that spot where Kevin Nash like hits Virgil like as a shoot in the head with the
and he talked about it on the podcast. It was a receipt.
El
Recito.
I was wondering about that because I see it now and it's like.
And DiBiase popped too. Remember, he's laughing about it.
Yeah, he's like, he didn't know how good he had it when he was with me.
When he comes out, he's like, ladies and gentlemen, 7 feet tall Diesel. You know what, McMahon? I can be 7 feet tall too. When I sit on my wallet.
Yeah, that's right. The classic one of that is where it says, McMahon, you better be careful because you could be working for me. And then McMahon with the most deadpan look ever, he goes, oh, that would be a riot. And it's like, the little inside jokes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he was an underrated commentator during that show, I feel. So Matt Card.
Remember, bro, Vince worked everyone because John Madden was never going to be hired for that show. It was always going to be Ted DiBiase, but he said that John Madden refused money to come and do the commentary, so they hired Ted DiBiase as a substitute. I don't know how he got away with that, bro. I'm surprised John Madden didn't sue him.
And DiBiase, that was his comeback after his retirement because he lost to Razor. I think he went to All Japan and had a short run there.
Broke his neck. He broke his neck in All Japan.
Right. And then that would have been like for the rest of 93 and then 94. But here's the thing. When they brought DiBiase back, he was just supposed to be the color guy on the Rumble, wound up being the top heel stable for 94, which is the $1 Million Corporation.
And 95.
Yeah, starting with Nikolai Volkov, who instead of having the dollar sign, he had a cent sign.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
All those guys.
Because he found them in a pile of boxes, bro.
In WrestleMania 11, they all had to run.
Yeah.
Even King Kong Bundy, bro. They made him run. That's fucked up.
Poor guy.
And then Nikolai's he's boxing while he's running, bro. Why? I don't understand.
Because he's getting ready to fight, bro. He's a tough Russian. So Matt Cardona is number 6. Actually, before we get to Matt Cardona, let me ask you a question.
For a limb guy.
Do you think that who do you think's been treated the worst or who's had the worst booking since coming back from AEW?
Matt Cardona.
No, I don't think he counts. He was mostly doing indies, but Rusev, Aleister Black, Andrade. I feel like Rusev is probably the worst one. Originally, it was Andrade, but I think it was Rusev, bro. What do you think?
I think Rusev, but remember, Rusev, they had other plans for him because another thing that came out of what's it called, that stupid show, bro? Unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. In that whiteboard, they had Rusev versus Cody Rhodes of the finals in the King of the Ring. So there was a time where they had big plans for him. But if you remember, when he came back, he did not get over. Like you could hear pin drops.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, he should have come out with the AEW theme.
I love that theme, bro. And then the Redeemer. I love that. They should bring him back as the Redeemer.
They should, bro.
And
My God, he's like Dustin, bro.
The atheist Muslim.
That's right.
By the way, you never answered me if I get to wear a turban, bro. Which we're not gonna have a conversation on this show. We'll have it all fair.
That's not a good idea, bro. Are you saying you're gonna be like Ayatollah Blasi, bro?
Yes.
Okay.
But anyways,
I wanna show you something.
all right.
And I want you to pay close attention to this. I don't know if I've shown you this before, or maybe I posted it on the KLB. I think I may have. All right. I want to share this with you. Does this ring of the? I want you. Okay, so here's what I want to do.
Dustin when he burns the gold dust suit.
Right. I want people to pay real close attention to the crowd. Listen to what the crowd says here. Okay, pay attention. Here we go.
Probably the only thing you can. Most of all, you've caused such heartache with me losing my wife Terry and Dakota. And why?
Because you're a faggot!
Over a wig?
You're a faggot, Rhodes!
Damn, bro.
Man, the world has changed. Not just the business.
The natural.
Call him the natural.
All right, I have a question for you because of the way that you treated Jake Gyllenhaal all these years. Is Goldust someone you respect?
Well, he did say no and pop Vince.
Yeah, but he also kissed big Tony Norris like as a shoot. And if you don't believe me, look at the Tony Norris shoot interview.
I respect him.
Tony Norris said that he shot on him for reals because he didn't appreciate being kissed by another man like that.
You know what, bro? I'll tell you this. I respect Dustin Rhodes now
Tony Norris
a lot more than I did his tag partner Sammy Guevara, bro. So that's probably more disrespectful, bro. Him teaming up with Sammy Guevara than anything.
All that because he left you on red?
Well, he left me on red like 5 times, bro. So all right, anyways, Matt Cardona's number 6.
He's piping down a Tay Mello, bro.
Chelsea Green. Oh, you mean I thought you were talking about Matt Cardona. They're married, right?
He's busy piping down Tay Mello, bro. Give him a break.
Good for him, bro.
Like
he traded up.
Well, we know that, but if you had Tay Mello to pipe down on a daily basis, I'm sure you will leave a couple people on red. There's only so much time in the day, so give him a break. He's a good guy.
Damian Priest, number 7, bro.
But actually, he's one of those Latinos that doesn't speak Spanish, right? Oh, I don't respect those.
Exactly. Javon Evans was number 8. And once again,
wait a minute. Let's talk about the stock falling. Yes. Punishment Martinez has traded up when it comes to the bedroom. But when it comes to his career, he's hovering down there in that basement. He's been there for a minute. So and this guy's getting he's not as over as he was even 5 months ago.
They haven't done anything all that interesting with him, bro. The Aleister Black feud came and went. He wasn't even at this Rumble. Maybe because he worships the devil, bro, and they didn't want him anywhere near the Muslims.
He doesn't worship the devil. Aleister Black does.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just said Aleister Black was not in this Rumble. I just said that, bro.
The little devil gimmick on his back, like the little devil that's laughing and shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he wasn't at this Rumble, but it would make sense if he was, but they probably didn't book him because the Muslims probably didn't want to see that.
Bro, so you're
Saudi government, bro.
If I land in Raja, Saudi Arabia with the book Lucifer did
Riyadh, bro. Raja.
Isn't that an old wrestling website, bro? I fucked up.
No,
No,
that's that Indian guy who's a scooper, bro.
no. Here's the deal, bro. So you telling me that if I go to Riyadh with Lucifer the Throne in my person, they're not gonna let me in the country? That's a very powerful book.
I'm not sure. I'll answer that by saying I'm not sure because I'm really not.
I thought you were gonna say I'll answer that by saying amen.
Amen. Yeah. So Javon Evans is number 8, and Javon Evans is he has a lot of fans from this show.
Yeah. You know what?
So
But they protected him a lot.
Him and Obafemi were the NXT guys now getting pushes. And then Mr. Iguana was number 9, which I enjoyed. Then Trick Williams at number 10, who's another NXT guy. I mean, these guys feuded for a while.
There is a lot of NXT guys there. I don't understand that.
I understand it.
What does the N stand for in NXT, bro?
Next. Cody Rhodes was number 11, right? And he had the back and forth with Obafemi, and then Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser came out as El Grande Americano.
The good one.
And then right after that, Chad Gable came back as the original El Grande Americano. What's the story there, bro?
Delirious style beard, bro.
Yes.
He needs to come on, dude. That's stupid.
So what are they planning here, bro? They're planning on El Grande Americano.
They're planning a máscara contra máscara, lucha de apuestas, bro.
That's good, bro. I hope they do that in AAA.
No, Ludwig Kaiser is phenomenal in AAA, bro. Man speaks fluent Spanish somehow. I don't know how he does it.
It's not because of Tiffany Stratton, bro. Hey, but Chad Gable looked great. I mean, he's back. What injury did he have?
2 minutes, bro. I don't know how good he looked. He was there for
but muscularly he looked fine. What injury did he have? Do you remember?
Talk about Hoist Gracie coming out, bro.
I'm all right. So Powerhouse Hobbs came out.
Powerhouse Hobbs, and then
and then it broke. It was like a wall, like a brick wall, and then it broke and it said Royce Keys. So
what you're telling me is that he does fit this NXT mold, right? We know that. We saw that with our own eyes.
What I'm telling you is that he fits the WWE mold because let's just say that his tag team partner is Mr. Glenn Buterol. If you look at the way he looked, bro. And remember, big guys don't get pushes in AEW because they're not Dave Meltzer darlings. So this guy was inevitable. He was going to jump over, bro.
But he'll end up blowing out his knee eventually, bro, with the way he looked.
Well, here's my question to you. It feels like a trade. Like when Edge went to AEW and Punk went to WWE. Is it a fair trade to trade up Powerhouse Hobbs for Tommaso Ciampa?
No. Come on, bro. Tommaso Ciampa's gonna break his neck. Give it a month and he'll have a broken neck. Watch, mark my words. That guy's real, dude.
But I think Tommaso Ciampa will do better in AEW, and I think Hobbs will do better in WWE. They're kind of where they need to be.
Bro, his first night in on Saturday, last night, they already had a Mark Briscoe do the job for him, and he's a new TNT champ.
You win the TNT title. So we're now at 804 people. This multi-streaming on X.
So you're saying that this is an insult to the real Hoist Gracie, bro, that he's called Hoist Keys because he looked nothing like Hoist Gracie, bro.
No, bro, not even close. He's more like Bob Sapp.
Opposite. Now, Hoist Gracie could be looking at the rope and be saying, I could take this guy down. Even now, like,
I did not tap out. But he's not gonna be like Hickson Gracie, the older brother, when he found out that Shoji was in taping it up on his way to his school, bro, in the car.
So he's
you want to fight? Okay. No, someone's driving him and he's in the passenger seat wrapping it up, bro.
And that's true. He knocked his ass out.
It was like the scene in Mess Society, bro, when they're loading up their guns before the drive-by at the end. That scene, bro.
All right. So
Powerhouse Hobbs was like he was in that movie, bro. So what do you think, bro? He comes in, a hell of a way to debut him. What do you think about them showing Powerhouse Hobbs and then Royce K? What do you think about that?
I like that because not everybody knows, and it's like a nice little Easter egg. The only problem with this is that they have no AEW television in Saudi Arabia, so they didn't really they kind of knew, but not really. So it was
some people pop for it though. Maybe the Travelers, you know.
Why did they just call him Powerhouse Hobbs, bro? I hate when WWE does dumb shit like that, dude.
I think he picked his own. I think he picked the name Royce Keys, but you're right. I like Powerhouse, or at least Powerhouse Will Hobbs.
Well, you like all those hosses, so you're gonna like this guy.
Austin Theory, number 15.
Bro, how about like they could Austin Theory is like putting whipped cream on shit, right? It's like you could dress it up as much as you want, it's still shit.
I mean, you say that, a lot of people say that, but I feel like, look at this, bro. Hobbs versus Javon Evans versus Obafemi in NXT match.
I don't understand that joke. I don't get it. What's the joke?
Me neither. Let's get some of these super chats, bro, because we have a couple that have been waiting. Hold on. Zeta Force.
Oh, no, Big Man is gonna give us the lowdown. The names Hoyce and Keys are the names of his son and his mother. Oh, that's cool. His late mother.
I knew about the hoist. That I knew. I didn't know about the Keys. So will Gunther be the new Brock Lesnar where he just gets fed everyone who can currently match his status? Well, he's definitely retiring people. And we've still got.
But let's clarify something for these younger marks, bro, because I'm getting annoyed at this question. When people are getting pushed, it's gonna look like they're winning every match. That is what a push is.
It's like in any real sport.
So I don't want people to start saying, why is Gunther beating everyone? Why is Gunther bro, he's getting a push. That's what it is.
He's getting a monster push.
Exactly. Let it play out. Eventually he's gonna be beat, and eventually the new person's gonna take over. So just I could already see it, bro. Oh, why is he beating AJ? Why is he beating Cena? He's getting a push. That's what you do when you push someone. They beat everyone. Bro, could you imagine the Hulk Hogan world title run from 84 to 88, bro? How much, if the internet was around back then? God.
Well, they were complaining about that in the sheets, I'm sure, back then. What I was going to say was who can match his status? Well, nobody, and that's the point. He's getting the monster push. He's already got Goldberg and Cena and AJ retired. Jericho and Lesnar are left, right? And then I don't know who else after that.
Well, you're defending Austin Theory. I think you lost your point. I was burying him, and I think you were defending him.
No, all I was gonna say was I don't know what Heyman and Paul Heyman and Paul Levesque see in him, bro, but he just seems like a guy. But I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, he has no charisma, bro. He's just there. And
he comes off like a background player even more than Logan Paul does now.
Oh, don't get me started on Logan Paul, bro. But I think he's getting a little resurgence. He was very protected in the Rumble.
Right.
Jonah Rock comes in at 16.
Wait, get the super chat here. Dazes91 says, do you think Vampiro saw Taker's commentary when he introduced the dark side rule stipulation? Do you think Vampiro would say he invented it? Of course he would, bro. Of course he would.
Yeah, and then I'll be like Carlos and say, I'm gonna Google it.
Vamp will say he invented everything.
He's very comfortable doing it. That's what makes him scary. Except once in a while he catches himself and he'll laugh. That's when you know that even for him the lie is too big.
That's what popped you, bro.
Austin Theory is in Finn Balor's shadow. I don't understand that. There is no. Why is Finn Balor casting a shadow over Austin Theory? I don't get that.
Austin Theory is in Finn Balor's shadow. Well, okay. How did you feel about Finn Balor not being in this?
I feel like it was stupid, bro. The reason for what do you mean the Royal Rumble's filled up? Like you had La Parka and Mr. Marijuana. Like, you know?
I wish it was Mr. Marijuana. I can go for that right now.
That's his name, bro. You're not supposed to know that.
Bronson Reed was number 16. And then Dragunov was 17. Then La Parka 18 and Dragon Lee at 19. A lot of Mexicans in this Rumble, bro. I thought you were going to jump in there for a minute, bro. But when I saw Bronson Reed, I thought it was you for a second.
But I was going to say, I look more like Jonah Rock than La Parka.
Jonah, bro. Yeah, and for those who don't know, this La Parka is not the same one.
It's not Adolfo, bro. That guy will knock anyone.
Yeah, this is not L.A. Park.
No, that's Adolfo Tapia, and that is not him. I will cry, bro, because that guy's such a legend. if he was to come out in a Rumble, tears.
Well, he died in 2020, didn't he?
No, bro, that was his copy.
Oh, I thought he died in 2020.
No, bro, LA Park's still around. He's
So
still
this is the third La Parka then.
third one, yeah.
I thought it was the second one. Okay.
No, because when he went to WCW in '96, Antonio Pena created the second one.
Right.
That one also became a legend, by the way. And then he passed away. Unfortunately, he did a tope, and then he fucking landed on the rail, and he killed himself.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, let's not forget the footage of Pero Jr., bro.
Yeah, it was Ron Mysterio, bro, with his one move he has.
What was it? Oscar and Carlos, right?
Yeah, Carlos shaking him, bro.
Logan Paul was number 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started doing stuff where they showed like Powerhouse Hobbs doing some cool power moves here and there, you know.
Well, you know what?
Bronson Reed's the one that eliminated Powerhouse Hobbs.
That's right. You know what's one of the best entrances I ever seen in my life that was so clever, and I wish he would do it more. So you have all this pyro, right? Pyro, special effects, all this shit. That don't mean shit, bro. When Logan Paul came out with his own drone, and then he's walking and the drone's following him, and then it does a whole loop around the stadium, and then it comes back to him, and then like he extended his hand like he's the fucking Beastmaster from back in
modern tech right there.
Yeah, he extends his hand, right? And the drone sits on his hand like a bird, bro.
Yeah.
And then
like the crow.
That's right. And then somebody attacks him, and then they do like a superplex because he's on the top rope when
that was Cody. Cody did the superplex while holding the drone. That was a great spot.
And you see the shot of the superplex from the drone's perspective.
Like he's going back. Yeah. That was beautiful, bro.
Bro, that's awesome, bro. Like,
yeah. That's whoever came up with that, bro, is a pretty creative guy.
It was probably him because he's pretty creative when you think about it.
So the vision, so theory throughout La Parka, Vision throughout Dragon Lee, LA Knight was number 21, and then he threw out Theory. And
he's already a guy you're done with, even though he's getting another push.
No, I like LA Knight, but I think I didn't say I was done with him. I'm saying that I think that they need to pull the trigger on him soon because he's gonna get to the point where he ends up being like too late, you know.
Well, the thing about La Parka, and this is why it's not gonna work. Remember when they brought in the Sandman to their ECW, they took away Enter Sandman.
Oh, yeah, took away Enter Sandman. Yeah.
Well, with La Parka, he needs Thriller. He needs the song Thriller. You can't do La Parka without Thriller. That's the part of the presentation. And obviously, they're not gonna pay the Michael Jackson estate whatever they gotta pay.
Hell no, they're not gonna pay for that. Tony Khan might pay for it, but they're not. All right, Brock Lesnar was number 22 with Paul Heyman.
Bro, this guy Miami 305ers. We've been on the air for like 2 hours now, and he's barely popping for us.
Yeah, he's late. He's Cuban though, I'm sure. So Lesnar and Obafemi, they were teasing that they were going to go at it, and then Miz was number 3. Now, what I thought they were going to do is the Mizar gets in the ring, and then Obafemi and Brock both destroy him, and then they start fighting. But instead, he was smart. He didn't go into the ring. That was smart. That was a Jerry Lawler type move.
This is what I don't like about these modern Rumbles. Why is the buzzer any reason for them to stop fighting? Like, why is that a distraction? It's fucking stupid, bro.
That's true.
Like, hey, and then they just look. Like, just if you're gonna fight. And that happened twice. It happened with the Miz entrance, and it happened with that jobber Ray Phoenix as well. Who's the opposite of his brother, by the way. He's a complete jobber at this point.
Well, he was number 24, right? He comes in. Penta wasn't even in this Rumble, was he?
Yeah, he was, but it's 28.
He came later. That's right. So Brock hit Ray Phoenix with an F5 and threw him out. So Phoenix did nothing.
By the way, this is the last, to me, in my opinion, this is the last, not over, because he was over, but Brock didn't have the presence he usually has here. He was just there. He wasn't just a guy. You know? I don't know if that's because he's getting older, maybe TV old, whatever, but I feel
he didn't throw out enough guys.
He was missing something in this Rumble. There was something missing about it.
So then here comes Jey Uso. Okay, number 20.
Oh, God, was I pissed here, bro.
I didn't like this, bro. I didn't like this. He does the whole entrance, right? Gets in there,
I was
right?
so pissed, bro.
And now there is a part coming up that I did pop for, but
No, I don't care. If
One of the
baseball
things.
punch
So hold on. I complained about this during War Games. When in the middle of War Games, he stops the match to tell the camera guy, to run it again.
Stupid.
This fucking guy in the middle of a Royal Rumble,
Estúpido.
basically a battle royal, he freaking gets up on the second turnbuckle in the same position that Brian was in when Bray Wyatt threw him out, and is doing this gimmick, and nobody hits him to throw him over the top. Let me tell you why this was retarded.
Oh, there's lots of reasons.
Okay, because you're in the middle of a Royal Rumble and you're on if you win, realistically, if this were real, why would you turn your back on the entire Rumble and get on the second rope to fuck with the fans when you have a chance to be the champion again? I hated it so much, bro.
But this is the kind of shit when people talk about wrestling being lowbrow. This is a good example. Like, this is a complete cartoon, bro.
It's illogical.
Like everybody just stops because you know why they stop. Let's pull the curtain here. They stop because that's his moment. That's why they stop. They couldn't touch him. But it's fucking stupid, bro. It's the same thing with Brock and Obafemi getting distracted during the buzzer. They did that because it's supposed to have drama, but it doesn't make any sense. So
the Jey Uso one I think was worse, but yeah.
Bro, I'm surprised Brock didn't get pissed because Brock is pissed. So this whole hoopla, they mistimed his elimination, and he gets eliminated while Jay's still coming down with the whole eating thing, and it was like a nothing elimination.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't even made up to be a big deal.
It was Cody, and who threw him out? Cody and somebody else.
LA Knight.
Yes, your guy who you're done with, but he's gonna get another push.
I'm not done with him. I just said I wasn't done with him. Pay attention. Listen to me. I'm not done with him.
Though, bro. You listen to the booking. You just said earlier they're done with him. They're done with him.
That's not what I said.
I
did not say that. I never said that once. I said if they don't hurry up, he's getting too old. That's what I said. I never said they were done with him. Don't misquote me.
Said that. But
Roman Reigns number 26. They did a bunch of fireworks and a bunch of fucking whatever.
Another thing that was, as you say, retarded.
And so Reigns comes out, and then I had a feeling that he was going to do this, and they did it, but not the way I wanted him to. He tricked Jey Uso into turning the music back up, and then when Jey turned back, Roman uppercutted him. I would have preferred it if he did the same thing, but then just throws Jey out, and then Jey learns from it. Don't be an idiot. But instead, Jay's in there for a few more minutes, I guess. So
a lot more minutes, not just.
I don't think that was Roman turning heel. I think that just made sense, bro.
He's a tweener, bro. Roman's a tweener. Maybe more babyface than tweener.
Jacob Fatu's number 27, and then Rhodes comes after him, and they start brawling on the outside. And they did a thing where Roman and Jacob faced off, but then Cody Rhodes broke it up. And then Jey and Roman Reigns do the 1D, so Jay's cool with Roman again, but that's fine. Penta was number 28, right? And then Cody eliminates LA Knight. Then Randy Orton is number 29.
Another guy that I'm done with.
Right, he hit the RKO on Penta and on Logan. Then Gunther was number 30. Now, at this point, I had forgot all about Gunther. I thought it was going to be Jericho at number 30, but it was Gunther. And I actually thought they were going to have Gunther win this thing, bro. I thought they were going to have Gunther win and challenge Punk. They didn't do that.
Had he lost to AJ, I would have agreed with you because that was I thought AJ was going to win, and then Gunther was going to win the Rumble.
Right.
And then maybe later on, right before Mania, maybe Gunther is like, AJ's like, I beat you, and then it's like title shot for career. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were going to do it that way.
What do you think about this question?
No, because Gunther was always booked for the Rumble.
Well, I think they mean like for number 30. Maybe yeah, I guess. I mean, the Finn Balor thing.
I also feel that they're using Gunther to get that heel heat, and they knew that they expected Jericho. So the fact that Gunther came out, if he gets booed, then it's okay because he's already a heel, you know?
That makes sense. So Gunther was number 30. Javon Evans went after Orton, but Orton RKO'd him and threw him out. Gunther eliminated Penta, right? And then
Javon
they
is the Iron Man this year, by the way. He got the Iron Man award.
Who did?
Javon Evans.
Oh, even more than Obafemi. Okay.
Yeah.
So Cody and Randy faced off, and then Gunther comes in the ring, and then Fatu tries to throw Cody out, but Cody held on, and then Drew McIntyre, who you could see coming in from the side, did the disaster kick. Or what the hell is that move called again? The
disaster kick.
Yeah, the flying kick or whatever. He hit Cody and eliminated him. So that program's not over. There was no reason for Drew to interfere.
From Drew. No, Cody does a disaster kick.
Yeah, what the hell am I thinking of? His kick, bro.
Claymore?
Claymore kick. The Claymore kick. Yeah, so he Claymores Cody and Cody's gone. What'd you think about that? It's very much like Sid and Hogan, but not quite.
Lazy booking, but they always do that every year with these feuds. They always have somebody else cause the elimination, whether it's what was it that one year? Shawn throwing out Kurt Angle, then Kurt Angle throws out Shawn, and Giant Gonzalez throws out The Undertaker for who, even though Giant Gonzalez isn't in the Rumble. Then they had Bad News Brown pulling down Roddy Piper's hair, even though he's already. So they do this all the time. Whatever it just keeps the feud going. The never-ending Drew feud.
All right, brother, bit the El Ranji. You are very, very misinformed. You're very misinformed. Number one, Jericho can't just go back to AEW after signing a WWE contract. You can't just sign a contract for 3 years and then say it doesn't work that way. You can't just go back. That's number one. Number two, he wouldn't have signed the contract to begin with if he didn't like the creative. That's number two. Again, you're very misinformed. And
what is it? What has it been to whatever the fuck?
Hold on. Number three, something like Sting in 2011 in TNA. Sting was never supposed to come into WWE in 2011. The fans made that little Joker card with The Undertaker and Sting's face on it. Sting was signed to a TNA contract going through, I think, 2013, bro. There was never a story where Sting was supposed to come in 2011. So wherever you're getting your wrestling information from, Reddit or Facebook, you're very misinformed. What were you going to say?
You're getting it from the Daily Lariat, bro. One of my favorites.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what happened. So the last four were Roman, Randy Orton, Logan, and Gunther, right? And at this point, I'm still thinking Gunther's going to win. So Logan went for a buckshot lariat, but then Reigns got him and threw him out.
Which he botched, by the way, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was not a good one, yeah. And his was better than Hangman's at one point. So Randy Orton hit the RKO on Roman, but then Gunther took him out. So it's Roman Reigns and Gunther. They're going back and forth. Gunther's going for the sleeper. Roman gets out. Gunther's the fresh guy, even though he wrestled earlier. They're going back and forth or whatever. And then the finish was very anticlimactic. He hits one spear and then grabs Gunther and throws him out. And that's it. Roman Reigns has won the Men's Royal Rumble. Kind of underwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah, and what do you think? Because I know that MJF got a lot of heat for just coming back and then winning the title. And here we have Roman kind of doing the same thing, right? Where he just literally comes back and then they just reward him with winning the Rumble. Like there's a lot of people that didn't like that. Like it's like this guy's a part-timer.
Here's my thoughts on that. Roman Reigns has been a part-time guy since WrestleMania 39, since that show. And people have to remember the reason why the Bloodline got over is because he was on TV every week. Maybe not wrestling, but he was in the backstage segments every week. If Roman is not going to work a full-time schedule, I don't understand why he is now going for the title. I mean, I know he's a star, but like, I don't want this guy. Either this guy is going to be an attraction, or he shouldn't be going for the title. Like, or he should be a full timer going for the title. Like, I was confused about that. Is he actually going to stick around? I assume not.
But there's also some politics because remember they had to please him because they did take him out of the title picture. Cody and Paul took him out of the title picture.
Well, now he's back in the title picture.
But it's the Daniel Cormier title. It's not the title, bro.
So you're saying that Roman's going to pick Punk as his opponent?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a triple threat in night 2, and then night 1 is gonna be Cody and Punk. I mean, Cody.
Are you? I have doubts about that triple threat, bro.
Yeah, you know what? It's not official yet, the triple threat, but well, what do you think is gonna be the? No, it's not gonna be Cody and Roman. Get that one out of. It's not gonna be.
No. They changed it. That's what they wanted, but I don't know what the hell. Like that's the thing. They have a lot of guys on the. They have a lot of guys on the roster, but there's no match that I think like screams like WrestleMania.
It can be Drew versus Cody, even in a gimmick match, because they've headlined so many pay-per-views with that match already. So that cannot be a WrestleMania match.
Wait, even which one?
Cody versus Drew.
No, they've done that way too many times.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're saying it's going to be a triple threat with Cody, Jacob, and Drew.
I would have liked it if it was Cody, Jacob, Drew, and Sammy in a 4-way. That would have been at least like more stacked star power, but it still doesn't quite feel like a WrestleMania main event, bro. It's lacking something.
Right. So I don't know. Right now, it's either going to be Cody and Drew in the gimmick match or Cody and Drew and Jacob triple threat. Neither of them are.
Well, what gimmick match can they do, bro? Hell in a Cell?
They don't like. Well, they've done that at WrestleMania before.
A couple times, like 3 times, I think, right?
Yes.
But yeah, 3 times.
I don't know, but it's not gonna be Roman. The point that I was trying to make is that they had to please Roman because they took him out of the main event spot. So they.
But is Roman gonna actually win the Punk title and stick around?
That I don't know. I don't think so.
I would have rather it been Braun Breaker and Roman, or Braun Breaker.
No, I think it's gonna be Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, right? That seems to be the direction.
That makes sense because he's the guy we took out
as a baby. Somehow Seth Rollins is a baby face again.
I don't know if Drew's gonna be in that chamber, bro. I think the chamber is whoever wins gets to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, why would Drew be on? He's a champion.
Well, in the past, in the early days of the chamber, they would have both champions in there.
That's right, because they're defending.
Right, but now they're using the chamber as like a second Royal Rumble. And Michael Cole straight up said, like, you know, last chance to get to WrestleMania will be at the chamber in Chicago.
The chamber, by the way. It's not the same chamber that we grew up.
No, it's not the original one with the chains, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. Right now, I'm not too excited for WrestleMania, bro. Like, I'm really not. I don't know what they're gonna do to get me excited. I mean, it's
very least, if Jacob gets a main event run, bro, you know he's gonna pull all the stops, and the guy's amazing. There's a lot of shit that he hasn't done in WWE that he could do that he did in MLW and shit like that. So we're gonna have a great match if he is in the main event.
But here's the thing: did they drop the angle where he got laid out and the mystery guy beat? What about that?
I think they passively said that was Drew. We're just supposed to believe that.
But I thought the story was that everybody thought it was Drew, but it was gonna be a twist, like with Jade Cargill, which, by the way, no Bianca last night either.
No, she got a fucked up finger and she never came back. She's been gone for almost a year since WrestleMania.
Well, she was a referee, I think, at the Evolution show.
That's right. Like she got a 5-star match from Dave at WrestleMania. She's been gone.
That was a good match. So, but okay, so I don't know, man. Roman going for the Punk belt, it's just not all that interesting to me.
But they do have a storyline from last year, so that's cool. At least there's that.
I think that wasn't that supposed to be what they wanted to do last year, and then they changed that as well?
Yeah, because of
Something
The Rock.
like
Remember,
that.
The Rock changed a lot last year, bro. He fucked everything up.
What if that happens again, bro?
Like, he just comes in, like, out of nowhere and wants to be involved again?
And that could happen. That could happen, bro.
His daughter quit on them, so maybe there's heat right there.
I mean, remember, bro. Yeah, well, that's true. Remember. When Rock showed up that 1 week on SmackDown, that one building up to the chamber, that was almost out of nowhere. We had found out what days before, like maybe 2 days before Rock's going to be on SmackDown. What was that about? And then now we know.
Well, all I know is that Fast Forever, speaking of Dwayne.
That's it. That's the last one.
It's going to come out, trip out on this date, March
2028.
This is absurd, bro. It's ridiculous. And it's like I was telling you, they got their budget slashed in half. So now it might be a whole new story. It might not even continue with Jason Momoa.
It has to, though, because the last one ended with a cliffhanger.
I don't know what they're gonna do, man.
I don't either. But them saying it's going back to the roots of the
Mark
franchise,
Sinclair
like street
wants
racing.
to get away from that. He said Mark Sinclair wants to get away from that.
But it's too late. You already. It's like what Jim Cornette said. You can't put the rabbit back in the hat. It's too late.
This motherfucker wants to fucking go back to Fast and the Furious 1, bro, and have a very grounded story and shit.
It's too late, bro. They went to space. It's too
That's
late.
the worst one, right? Even though they all kind of suck. But
that's the worst one. That's the worst one.
Sir Salina,
why did they slash the budget?
Because 10 was considered a flop.
Yeah, I liked it, but yeah, it was considered a flop.
So that's why they've been having a hard time getting money for the next one.
I think 10 was a flop because 9 was so bad.
I think so too. I agree with you 100%. Roman.
I never want to watch that movie again, bro. Never again. I hate that movie.
See, like even Roman buried the title. I didn't know this. What Rogi's saying right here. I didn't know that.
You know, and I think, yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense. Okay, Slick. What I mean was that triple threat with Drew, Jacob, and Cody might happen at the Chamber since it cannot happen at Mania, or just for no title.
Why can't it happen at Mania?
What's what I'm saying? It could happen at Mania. I mean, he's right. They could do it at the Chamber, but it probably could happen at Mania too. What? What'd you say?
No, you're right. They could do it at the Chamber,
but they probably won't. Where's Tyrese Gibson at? He used to be here, bro. Wanted to put him over for getting one last payday from Mark Sinclair in 2028.
Ms. Mark Sinclair, bro.
He's right, though. Roman did bury that belt.
Yeah, the Cormier title.
But it didn't make any sense that Cody would consider going after that belt when that's not the one that Dusty wanted, bro.
Everybody has buried that belt.
The loser's bracket title. Yeah. I know.
So that's the one that Roman's going to go for this year? Lame.
Walter should have just won the Rumble and fuck that whole appeasing him shit, bro. Like,
he's a him anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Book him against Braun Breaker and have him fucking have a good match there, and that's it.
Bro, he still has to get his win back from Bronson Reed.
That's right. Book him against Bronson Reed.
He stole his shoes.
The tribal thief.
Yeah, the tribal thief or whatever, because he had his fucking Jordans. I'm trying to think.
We're gonna get out of here in a minute. It's almost 1:30.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who Roman, other than putting him with Punk, who was a good opponent for him at Mania.
This is a good point too, bro. But I think he had the Universal title, and then he had the WWE title.
Yeah, I never remember the title either. Let's see.
You should have kept Big Goldie, bro.
Oh, they retired that one in 2013. How with Cena and Randall K.
Yeah, no, 2014.
Oh, okay.
Because whatchamacallit? They unified them, right? But Bryan won both of them at WrestleMania. He held them both up.
That's right. And then John Cena wrestled Orton, even though they had a stipulation match that they would never wrestle again. But we're supposed to forget about it. Dishipu said Roman versus Dean Ambrose. That can't happen, bro. He's under contract with someone else.
I think he's trolling, bro.
Bro, you know what I'm really into right now? Even more like, because they added another layer to the storyline. The what's his name?
The Dick Riders.
No, I like the Dick Riders right now. I think it's a good little thing they got going. But the Takeshita and
Okada, you've been a mark for that for a while.
But now they also triangulated. See, that's a side term for you. Triangulated. What's the up and comer? What's his name, bro? It's getting late.
Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher. That is amazing, by the way.
Yeah, he's great.
I told Garrett that I see Kyle Fletcher as headlining WrestleMania in the next 7 years, bro, because Kyle Fletcher is a guy that Paul Levesque would salivate for. He's a tall, good-looking guy with a good body, and he could work, and he's 25 years old. Anyways, so now they're doing this gimmick, bro, where like they got him in the middle, right? And so now Okada and Takeshita are like trying to like guilt shame him into choosing a side. So now he's conflicted. I don't know, bro. It's pretty fucking cool. You know how like in World's End, Okada stole Fletcher's screwdriver.
The screwdriver, right?
Bro, on Dynamite, I don't know if you saw this. he had an apology in perfect English.
That's right. That
was awesome, dude, because it was
right.
so many little things. Because he took the little layers, like he took the time to he didn't tell him in Japanese, he told him in English, and then everybody was waiting for
him to say bitch, but he didn't.
He didn't, and then Kyle Fletcher was like, okay, and then Takeshita's acting, bro, when he's like, you apologize to him, and then he just looks at him and shame and walks away, and then Kyle Fletcher's like, fuck, bro, what? That's my first storyline right now in wrestling, bro. All good workers.
The Don Callis family's been doing some good work here.
Yes.
For a while.
And the Dick Riders, now that they have the new direction, is pretty good too.
Who's feuding with the Don Callis family.
That's right.
Super great one. They can have Drew be a transitional champ like Kurt back in 2001 and have Cody get the title back at the Chamber and have Roman challenge Cody. Yeah, but they're not doing that anymore.
But look, but what about if Paul changes his mind again and says, fuck it, let's go with Roman and Cody? He could still.
They could. They could. That could happen. I mean, I'm not saying, I don't think that the great one is wrong. It could happen that way. It would suck for Drew, but I mean.
Yeah, but then who does Drew feud with, bro? All of a sudden, he's kind of on the outs.
I don't know. Jacob, if he's the guy who attacked him, there you go.
Yeah, they could have a gimmick match.
But it's just very like, I don't know, bro. I want to know what the original plan was about who laid out fucking Jacob. And knowing wrestling, bro, there might even be an original plan. Might be at the Black Scorpion where they just came up with it without thinking it through.
Yeah, and also they haven't really brought it up. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They drop it.
Yeah, I think they dropped it. I could have swore that it was a throwaway line, but that's not enough, bro. You're right. That was a big angle when they did it.
So before we get out of here, last thing, what do you think about the legacy of AJ Styles, and what are your memories of AJ Styles and his career?
One of my favorite professional wrestlers over the last 20 years. He's a guy that I really marked out for. I remember back when I started watching TNA in 2002.
He's Mr. TNA for years,
right? And people forget that, even though that's a huge part of his legacy. I saw him in 2002 as on TV, right? And then I saw him consistently on TV, and then he got booked on an indie show here where I live, and I saw him at that indie show. And I saw that superstar aura. Like, I was actually excited to meet somebody larger than life with this fucking AJ Styles and shit. Yeah, he's a great worker. And later on, his character was like, he got comfortable with his mic skills. Of course, me and you always laugh at the bat cycle scene where he gets depressed and he gets on his bike, which is like the bat cycle, and then he just takes off. And the camera just lingers on him, bro. Like, it doesn't go anywhere. It's like the longest fucking roadway you could ever imagine. It was always funny. It's just wacky TNA.
Right. 2012.
Him, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe are always going to be like this in the wrestling lore. They're always going to be together because they really help redefine, the cruiserweight style, the X Division style. And then the fact that he was able to earn Vince McMahon's trust, bro, like, that says a lot, because Vince wouldn't go with guys like him. And remember, he came into the business.
He did put on some muscle, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's still a small guy. Dynamite Quito also put on some muscle, and you never saw him challenge for the world title. But he came into the WWF January 2016, right? By the summer,
right after Wrestle Kingdom.
By the summer of 2016, he was already the world champion.
After losing to Jericho at Mania.
That's right. He won that four-way. Remember, he won the four-way after Mania.
The night after, yeah.
And he challenged Cena. No, it wasn't Cena. Roman.
It was Roman, and he lost.
Yes.
Him and Roman had two really good pay-per-view matches. Really good.
And then he also had, I firmly believe, bro, that the respect for John Cena as a worker started with his feud with AJ. Because before that, he was still, nobody respected Cena as a worker. But once he had the feud with AJ in 2016 going to 2017, especially the classic they had in the 2017 Royal Rumble, like, everybody respected Cena after that as a well-rounded player,
Yeah, well, Well, I think AJ he's one of those guys like low key. That was one of those early 2000s indie darlings that people were completely going. I mean, he was in WCW with the Top Gun gimmick, bro, with Air Paris. Air Paris. Yeah, what was the name of that team again, bro?
Air Raid.
Air Raid, yeah. And then he
but they didn't have the Back to the Future principle to bury them and put them over at the same time.
No, they didn't, bro. No, they didn't. Buy a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. Gentlemen, good luck, gentlemen. Thank you, sir. I'd say this is the target-rich environment. So what do you call it? That's when they go to the club, right? They see all the bitches, and he goes, yes. I see this is the target-rich environment. Yeah. So but he was one of those guys that Punk kind of really started this. The indie darlings that actually got main event pushes. Punk was the first one, then Bryan, then AJ. And it did sort of feel like Vince had more confidence in AJ than he did even Bryan. It really did feel that way.
Yeah, and then AJ, I will say, though, I think history has been rewritten over the last, like, we have a lot of, like, bias, recency bias with AJ. Because even up until like last year, he was pretty much kind of like a gatekeeper. He was kind of like a little bit of a jobber. All of a sudden, when the whole career thing came up a few months ago, then he got a little bit of a push. The whole
I would agree with that.
But let's not forget that for a little while there, he was kind of like a job guy already. You know,
which he was tag champion with Dragon Lee.
Right, he was a tag team champ with Dragon Lee for a little while. For like that was weird for like no reason. Because when they lost the belts, it's like they never even had like a good bye skid. It just went their own ways and shit.
Never even had a rematch.
That's right. But no, he's always going to be one of my favorites, bro. And it really warmed my heart to see a lot of the wrestlers in all companies give him his props. You know, well respected in Japan, as we know. Kenny loves them. Will Ospreay, you know, that's his favorite wrestler. That he does the Styles Clash as a tribute. So yeah, that guy.
You mean Michelle McCool didn't invent that move?
No, she did not, bro.
Anyways,
and then it was cool to see one last time, bro. Shinsuke Nakamura.
That was a good match.
Be that Shinsuke Nakamura that we remember from all those years ago, instead of Lazy Mura, and have a great match with AJ on his way out. So what I'm hoping for,
go out of your way to see that match, folks.
Yeah, Saturday Night's Main Event. What I'm hoping for, bro, and I hope they do it, I'm hoping that they book a tribute either tomorrow or they build it up for next week. But he has to do that whole, leave my memories alone gimmick, right? Because all the wrestlers that retire get that.
I hope they do, or when they're back in Atlanta at least.
Yeah, exactly. That would be awesome because he needs that. And I don't even blame TK, bro, because remember, TK were lone wrestlers to WWE. He let Billy Gunn get inducted with DX.
That's right. But that was before there was heat between the two companies.
No, well, there's always been heat. No, that was before WWE didn't want to return the favor because they wanted.
Yeah, but remember that was 4 months. That was 2019, bro. That was like 4 months after TNA or AEW. Wait a minute, let me think for a minute. When did he go? Was it 2019 or 2020?
Into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
No, 2020 there was no Hall of Fame. Remember that was COVID.
Right. Then when the hell did he go in?
It was 2021.
I don't think so because 2021 had 2020 and 2021. Yeah, and it was
no, it was 2022.
Was it that late?
Yeah, but the point is that Tony wanted Luger for Sting's retirement, and Paul said no because Luger's under one of those Legends deals.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember that.
So what I'm trying to say is that it's fucked up that they have this relationship because it would have been nice to have Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels, be there for AJ and his goodbye, and also because they could get Frankie Kazarian, who's another contemporary of AJ's,
and they've got Petey Williams there as well.
Yeah, Petey Williams and those guys. And
Angle could show up there.
Right. Even like somebody like Kenny Omega, bro, because like you said, he took over when AJ left. He took over the Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club, yeah.
And he gave him the Angel's Wings or whatever they call that fucking finisher.
See, it was 2019. That's what I'm saying. This was before AEW and WWE had heat. Because remember, AEW started in January of 2019. It was announced, but they didn't have no TV then. Then when it became public, they were going to be on TNT, right? That's when they put NXT against them, and that's when the heat started between the two. Before
that was in October 2019.
Right. Because remember, prior to that, WWE no sold AEW. They probably thought it was just some like just another one of these companies that wasn't going to go anywhere. Maybe not even get TV.
But also keep in mind that like Paul Levesque buried Billy Gunn in that ceremony, bro. He was talking about
he buried AEW. He said, "Oh, Vince is going to buy that company someday," which is funny because the cons have more money, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they do. Vince
is going to buy that little company someday anyways, and it's like not
quite. Well, anyway, so this is how
they have a lot more money than Vince.
So and then the latest one, bro, that really I thought was really fucked up. They didn't allow Nakamura to go over to what's his name's retirement. They didn't let him, bro. Tanahashi's. That's really fucked up right there. Because there was no reason for them. But Paul was like, oh, I'm assuming he was like, oh no, there's gonna be AEW people there. I don't want that, So he didn't.
When it doesn't even matter. It's not even gonna hurt WWE. It wasn't like Nakamura was gonna go wrestle. He was just gonna go there and just pay his respects.
And it's not even like he's a top guy anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like you said, none of this shit matters. So all in all, I gotta say this Royal Rumble was very blah. It was. They really need to next year focus on how to make it more interesting, how to get out of that pattern of like wrestler comes in, he cleans house, and then he's just bumping for the rest of the guys over and over and over. They need to focus more on like having a more direct vision for WrestleMania. Like we don't even. I thought for sure we were gonna have a clear like view of who Brock's gonna wrestle at Mania. We don't.
Oba Femi's all I can think of, right?
Yeah, but he better put him over. I'll be pissed if he doesn't.
Nah, man, I agree with you, especially if it's Brock's last year.
Right, and then I mean I knew it wasn't Gunther because they want to save Brock's retirement for Minneapolis in August.
SummerSlam,
which I'll be at because I'm going to a Twins game. So
I did not know you were going to go to that show.
Yeah, because it's Minnesota, and I gotta go to a Twins game, Minnesota Twins. So even if
we already discussed this earlier, bro, they already said he was done, unless AJ's lying to Triple H, which he might be.
No, because AJ has a job for life in WWE, man. He could be an agent, Well, you go with TNA because TNA is essentially now at this point is
TNA's part of WWE, bro. You're not thinking, bro.
And AJ was there. What last month? He came out on their pay-per-view
like 3 weeks ago, bro. It wasn't even that long ago.
Right. Which
he came out to get ready to fly.
I love that, bro.
I'm
gonna put him in the Hall of Fame this year. Nah, he won't come out to that song because he'll come out to the one that calls him a redneck over and over, bro.
That's right, bro. I think that's a good song, though. They don't want none. They don't want none.
They don't want none.
They don't want none.
No, the one that's stuck is the one he had for a little while after that one. Remember that wasn't that good.
No, that one, no. Yeah, stick with that one.
All right.
That's right. That's what I was talking about, the AMC debut.
Which got horrible reviews because it was like a Vince Russo show.
I heard nothing but bad things about that show.
It was bad. I watched it. It was like a Vince Russo show.
Hopefully they'll improve. Anyways, we got to get out of here. We'll catch y'all in a couple of weeks. Take care of yourself and each other. See you next time. My nerve.